Good afternoon and welcome back to DR Sports, another edition of the Saturday Football Show. It's 2:30. It's a Saturday. By now you should know what that means, and by now you should know that to my left there'll always be Matty Renton.
Afternoon everyone. Good
big
to
result
see
for
you.
Newcastle last night against the Wolves.
It is, big
Quite
result.
clammy.
Nice and easy now, 10 points clear.
Sweating. 10 points clear of the drop.
10 points clear of the drop, mate. You know, I don't know why I'm sweating, got nothing to worry about now.
Exactly.
It's nice and easy.
He's on
nice
the beach.
And easy.
Lovely to see you again, mate. And to my right, a man who he's been protesting. He said he was ill last week, couldn't come to the show. Then I seen him on Sky Sports News talking about the Chelsea takeover. We've still got the Save the Bridge mug here because they still need saving. It's Matisse. How you doing, fella?
It's good to be back.
You,
it's good to be back. I missed you guys last week, and long day. It's a long day for me. Back-to-back defeats, 7 goals in 2 games. So I'm hoping that today I'm not here freaking out. It's a madness.
Well, I'm sure we'll get into all of Chelsea's problems and also all of Manchester United's problems as well. Another loss today away at Everton. Neeks will be joining us.
Well,
where do we think he is right now? Toilet crying?
I'd say toilet crying.
Let us know in the comments, where do you think Neeks is? Because he's definitely not here. Let us know in the comments if you're enjoying the show. Don't forget, 3 o'clock Premier League kickoffs, 3 o'clock Championship kickoffs. We're covering Southampton, Chelsea away at St Mary's, a good hunting ground for them recently. Arsenal at home to Brighton. Aston Villa obviously playing later tonight against Tottenham, 5:30. Won't have that one on. And there is another one as well, which they don't currently have on that screen. But it's going to be a great show. Let's react first and foremost then to... Or should we wait for Neeks to come before we get
We've got to wait for Neeks.
We've got to wait for Neeks.
You know what, let's start then with chronological order then. The game last night, Friday night football. You went there yourself. You did, I think it was a watch-along, was it?
Watch-along, with obviously having to do this today.
Yeah,
so
couldn't be up and
priorities
down.
and all that, you know what I mean?
Long train journey.
So we do turn up to work, Matisse. So, yeah, but good night last night. Enjoyed
Chris
it.
Wood, talk to me about how important that goal is, how important it was for his own kind of form to get back amongst the goals.
Absolutely class, man. Chris Woodowski. Yeah, Chris Woodowski. It's not Robert Lewandowski anymore.
You know
it's Chris
Woodowski.
He wasn't saying this a couple of weeks ago.
Well,
a couple of weeks ago it was get that plank of wood out of my football club.
I never said that. It was Laurie. I was Laurie Austin. Not me. I've always been your biggest fan, Wood. Don't listen to these guys. Don't listen to them. Yeah, my G. New Zealand's top striker. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, to be fair, it was his actually without his goals last night, which he did score 2. One of them was without VAR.
That's true.
You know, big respect him for taking the penalty. He won the penalty straight away, no hesitation. Grabbed it, took the pressure on, and expecting Newcastle, sold out crowd on a Friday night, and he smashed it home in front of the Gallagher. I'm really pleased with him. Really pleased he got that goal because his overall performance was one of his best yet as well. Doing well, holding up the play, bringing people into play. So I'm pleased for Wood, more so pleased just to get the 3 points and just to get that little bit of a cushion because it had been 3 losses in a row. You know, it looked like the players were already set the sights on somehow and were down in tools, but thankfully not. Big win last night, got a couple of big home games coming up as well. So chance for us to keep going up.
In a couple of weeks as well, that would be interesting.
Yeah.
You can guarantee that we're going to have some kind of watch off, like Liverpool, Newcastle, or Newcastle, Liverpool, I should say. Watford, Leeds is the other 3 o'clock kickoff that we're looking at today. And in the Championship, Sheffield United right now are drawing 0-0 with Bournemouth. That one's going to finish any moment. But Blackburn Rovers playing Blackpool, that's a big derby. Let me tell you. Bristol, Peterborough, Middlesbrough, Hull City at 3 o'clock as well. Millwall, Barnsley, Forest, Birmingham, Preston North End, Queen's Park Rangers, Reading at home to Cardiff, Swansea at home to Wayne Rooney's Derby County, who have been scraping results out of the bottom of the barrel, and then West Brom at home to Stoke City. So we'll have those goals as they go in for you as well. Let's get into the starting 11 of Watford versus Leeds. We just mentioned it there. Do you want to take us through this one, Matty?
Yeah, got Ben Foster in goal, Kiko, Caracele, Samia and Kamara, Musa Sissoko, Luza, Kuka, Saul, Pedro and Chico Hernandez up top.
Some great names in that
for
team
Watford. There's a couple ones I've never heard of there. Loser.
That's an interesting
Oh, he was
one.
playing last week. Was mentioned it on lunchtime, didn't we?
Did he lose?
He did.
He did.
He does every week.
Yeah.
Maybe not this week though. What must-win game for Watford?
Must win.
What a loser.
And do you know what we're looking at this week as well, Alex? keen eyes on these games because of our prediction battle show. Do you know what I mean?
Just remind me where we are with that. And there is a forfeit as well. So if you've been paying attention to the prediction battles on DR Sports in association with Who Knows Wins, there is a food forfeit at the end of
a food forfeit.
Yeah. And,
that sounds tasty.
Well, maybe not tasty.
I hope it is, but I don't think it will be.
I mean, you're one down already. I got 9 out of 10. You got 5 out of 10. Resounding.
FA Cup. Picked all the main teams.
This one as well, is it? All three of you, is it?
I don't think I think it's just
Robbie
me and you.
ducked out,
Isn't
didn't
it?
he? Once he knew he was like,
Nah.
I love it how he was like, oh, last week I still beat you, man. He doesn't matter, you're not in it.
Yeah, exactly.
You're
No
not
point.
involved in the forfeit.
Right, Leeds line up with Melier in goal, Luke Ayling the captain, Lorente, Cooper, Dallas, Click, Koch, Rafinha,
Who's that?
Rodrigo, Harrison and James. That is how you pronounce his name, isn't it?
I'm not involved.
Koch? Let us know in the comments that I pronounced that right. It was quite strong the way I said it. It's because I said Click.
Very confident. You were very
It's
confident.
because I said Click before it sounded extra. Click clock.
Click clock.
You were extremely confident when you said that. I was like, you must know what you're talking about.
Wow, yeah, it was a mad one.
That'll be a good game, that though, I think. Good game, that one.
Rodrigo, Harrison and James up front. Still no Bamford on the bench.
Nah, he's
Massive
done
for
out,
Leeds
yeah,
for him
apparently.
not to be out. But Calvin Phillips, I thought he was back on the bench. I heard someone around here say that earlier. Maybe not.
Same for Newcastle, mate.
Maybe not. Let's get into the other 3 o'clock kickoffs then. Let's see some lineups here. Matty, let's go with you reading out Southampton is the city that you reside in, and then Matisse, you can do Chelsea after.
Fraser Forster in goal for Southampton. Livramento, obviously ex-Chelsea player as well. I'd be looking to rub some salt on the wounds there. Bednarek, Salisu, Walker, Peters, Ward-Prowse, Armstrong, Romeo, Elyounoussi, Adams and Adam Armstrong. My guy Adam Armstrong. Newcastle.
It's the first time I'm actually seeing the lineup for Chelsea, actually. So Mendy, Christensen, Silva, Rudiger, Loftus-Cheek, Kante, Kovacic, Alonso, Mount, Werner and Kai Havertz.
And on the bench you've got James, you've got Jorginho, Sal, Barkley still hanging around, Pulisic and Ziyech, so a strong bench. I mean, is that team going to win you this game? So that's a tough game away at St Mary's. I know you've got a good record and there are some stats to back that up.
Yeah. It's a weird team, isn't it? I'm not sure who's playing on the right because I don't see no Reece James there. Obviously, there's no Aspilicueta. So unless he's going with a back 4 and Christensen's playing at right back, and it's a 4-3-3, which is what I'm assuming because I can't see any right wing back on that team sheet there. So, yeah, a bit surprised to see Loftus-Cheek. I don't think he was brilliant, but he wasn't really playing in this position against Brentford. Jorginho out the team. Kante was poor against Real Madrid. At this point, we don't have enough players that we trust in the depth to bench to players that should be kind of punished for their performance against Real Madrid. So, Werner, again.
I mean,
The less said about that, the better.
I mean,
isn't it?
you said already that he needs to go at the end of this season. He's had his kind of 2-season chance.
Yeah, he's done. He's finished. He's absolutely finished.
What kind of luck did Chelsea have with strikers, by the way?
We have no luck. I think we should stop. I think we should stop going with strikers and
You should
start
just
going
put
with
defenders
these.
up front.
Just
Because they're
do
your
the
biggest scorers
pep
this
and just,
season.
well, you're doing it now a bit with Havertz, aren't you? Getting him as just start doing the pep thing.
Yeah,
no
just
strikers.
start going with these like fluid false 9 players.
Yeah.
Forget strikers now. Strikers don't belong at our football club.
You say that, it's interesting. Chelsea's most goals this season. Sorry, Chelsea have scored the most goals from outside the box than any other Premier League side this season with 9. Rudiger obviously scored that amazing goal last week, and a lot of your defenders are chipping in with the goals and less so up front. Let's get into Arsenal versus Brighton at the Emirates. A massive game this. Ramsdale in goal, Cedric right back with White, Gabriel and Xhaka at left back. Arsenal fans in the chat, let us know how you're feeling seeing Granit Xhaka, I should say. Janet Jackson, I almost said. Granit Xhaka left back. Let us know your thoughts on that. Lokonga, Smith Rowe, Odegaard, Saka, Martinelli, and Lacazette. Only 1 goal from open play in I think the last 16 games for him.
Laca blood clots there, eh?
Laca blood clots there indeed. Holding Tavares, El Neni, Leno, Pepe, and Ketia, Swanson and Hutchinson. Never heard of those guys
on
before.
earth are those?
Exactly. Brian Swanson,
Be the
maybe.
hell end
Brian
boys.
Swanson, yeah.
Brighton, Sanchez, Veltman, Dunk, Cucurella, Mwepu, Gross, Caicedo, Bissouma, McAllister, Welbeck and Trossard. Neil Maupay on the bench for Brighton. I'm sure he'll want to come on and do the old crying face to Ty if he scores. You've also got Lallana on the bench there as well with Tariq Lamptey too, and the centre-back Webster. So a different team that for Arsenal. I mean, we were around some of the guys when they saw this team coming in. They weren't too popular seeing Xhaka at left back especially.
Nah, they really weren't, because a few of them were saying how much he obviously doesn't fancy Tavares, and if you're not going to give him a shot at home to Brighton, all due respect to Brighton, a team down there, a team that's struggling for wins and form, if you cannot trust Tavares to play at left back against the likes of Danny Welbeck and that, then when is he going to get a chance?
Interesting. Can Danny Welbeck do something against his former club at Arsenal? Let's get into a couple of comments then. A lot of people getting into Neeks, still not here. Obviously hiding maybe after the old result just then. But Matisse survived Abby the other night. I see she was thirsty for him. What kind of madness is that? Says the Spaniard.
It was a good rivalry between us, Chelsea and Tottenham. She's sending a lot of digs. I was sending a lot of digs back.
Naturally, though, it's a big rivalry.
It was funny. It was a good stream.
We'll talk about rivalries as well, by the way, later on. I know there's been some furore around the fact that people are calling Liverpool City the best Premier League rivalry. We'll get into that. We might even do a poll about it later on as well and ask you guys. Palace have asked Chelsea if they would allow Conor Gallagher to play in the FA Cup semi-final, and they said no. Is that a surprise?
That was the stupidest request I've ever seen. Actually, since we requested to play behind closed door for the Middlesbrough game. Really two stupid requests. Of course, we're not going to let you play one of your best players that we own against us in the FA Cup semi-final. So he can sit out on that one.
Big up to O'Malley. AGT must be on 10. Liverpool going for the quad, and United and Everton are absolute trash. You can maybe throw Chelsea in that as well. How much money has been collected in the Save the Bridge mug, says Earth Extremity as well.
You guys are not trying, that's the problem.
Beer caps, and I think about 50p.
Yeah, it's not looking good.
You haven't even got the pound it would have taken last
to buy
time.
The club last time, yeah. Well, listen, you're going to have to start campaigning a bit harder, mate. And
you guys are not trying.
We finally have just seen Neeks walk into the building. This guy is not happy whatsoever, as you can see. Very dejected after what's happened today. He's going to take his seat right now, and we'll get straight into it because we've been avoiding the Manchester United-Everton chat. Welcome back to the show, mate. How are you?
Hey, mate.
I was hoping that if I came in late, I could avoid the Man United-Everton chat.
We've waited specifically for this.
You didn't need to do that, you know. You didn't need to do that.
Big up to Neeks for joining us on the show. I mean, listen, we might as well get into it.
May as well.
We haven't got long till the 3 o'clock's kick off anyway. So the shirt's behind you, as you can see. The blue one on your right. God. 1 today, 1-0.
Oh, God. I don't want any of them behind me.
Talk to me about that result. And does that finally now put the nail in the coffin for United's top 4 hopes?
Well, I was watching it on BT, and mine, Keon, kept banging on about top four. And I'm like, why do they keep talking about top 4? We're not getting top 4. They're trying to sell it.
The race was so
done.
Different to when
it is.
I saw you earlier in the season.
They say a week is a long time in football. Well, a season is a long, long time. And yeah, listen, that top 4 race, for me, our season was over once we got knocked out of Champions League. I didn't think we were getting top 4. Obviously, at that point, we're not winning any trophies. Not that we were going to win the Champions League anyway, but you're in a cup competition. So I had written it off already. Maybe at this point, most of the people who are trying to keep us in the race will also say, yeah, I think it's done now. It's between Arsenal and Spurs. I've said Arsenal for weeks that they should get it. But they're faltering a little bit. As far as Man United concerned, we're not getting it.
I'd be concerned because 31 games played, 51 points, 1 win in 5. West Ham currently above you, Arsenal, Tottenham, Chelsea, Wolves right up behind you as well.
Listen, I was disappointed that Wolves didn't win yesterday.
I wasn't.
Of course. Because we might have to play bloody Conference League football. And I'm like, if you're not getting top 4, then I just want you out of Europe completely.
Might as well finish 8th.
Exactly, but the Wolves are doing their best to not pip us for that 7th place. So, yeah, next season, because this for me, season's done. Next season's going to be terrible because we're going to be playing Europa League or Conference League with Ronaldo and Varane. That's embarrassing.
Do you know what? We were watching that game, Matty and I, and we said multiple times throughout it, the quality between both teams, I'm not being funny, that was an awful game in terms of quality.
As a Liverpool fan, you must love it. Man United,
Everton, everything right now. From every side I look at, you're all right.
You're just scared of the money.
I mean, the actual standard of that match, where was the quality?
It was terrible.
From both sides.
Well, I'm not going to comment Everton. Everton are down in the relegation battle, so the lack of quality in the team and on the pitch has been evident all season. They needed a result. They got the result. So I'm not going to comment on how poor in quality they have been. The result was most important for them. For us, I think a lot of these players are checked out. A lot of these players, like you can't go and say, oh, this Everton side, even man for man, or let alone on the pitch itself, are better than Man United, but they had something to play for. A lot of these players, as individuals alone, I think they feel they've got nothing to play for. The likes of Pogba, well, he's gone at the end of the season. Ronaldo, I'm not sure what he's doing. And there's other players, I guess their future's up in doubt with a new manager coming in. There's a lot of players, if not all of them, who's pretty much checked out for the season. And I think you're seeing that in the performances.
Do you agree with giving Bruno a new contract? Because he didn't perform today either, did he?
Diving everywhere today.
Do I think he deserves a new contract on the basis of how he's performed since he's come to us compared to everyone else in our squad and the wages that he was on? He was on like 120,000 a week, and you've got people like Rashford, Martial, who are on 200, 250 in terms of Martial's case. So in that instance, yeah, he deserves to be paid more, or at least the same as a lot of the higher earners. But my only concern about whether he gets a new contract or not, or deserved it, what did the new manager say? And hopefully
they must have had a chat, right?
Well, yeah, from all the reports I say, in the likes of Fabrizio Romano and others, his contract, Shaw's potential renewal, which I don't understand, Rashford's potential renewal, it's all being discussed with potentially Erik ten Hag, or in any interviews we're having. So if he signed off Bruno getting a new contract, then I have to trust him. He's going to be the one who's going to be hopefully managing us for the foreseeable future. As long as he was okay with it, then who am I to say, no, Ten Hag, you're wrong for wanting Bruno to get a new contract? It's a 1 year extension ultimately. It's not going to be the deciding factor about whether Man United get back to their best or destabilise us. It's a 1 year extension on more wages.
Awful result for United. A lot of people in the comments having their say on it. AGS says nobody wants to sympathise with United fans. This is deserved. Same fans who thought they would be challenging for a league title this season. JMC says Neeks, sort your hair out. Looks like you just got out of bed, lol.
I can't see my hair. But no.
To be fair, I'd be in bed if I just watched that. I'd be having the sheets right over me. I don't want no one to see. Mabadam sends in a super chat. Thank you for that. He says, nice for Ronaldo to travel to Moldova next season. I'm assuming he means the Conference League there.
Listen, I'm thinking, the question is whether Ronaldo stays or
He's
not.
not staying if the
Why
goal.
would he stay?
Well, the question is,
I'm imagining Ronaldo packing his bags, packing his toothbrush. Do you know what I'm saying? He's just had a shower outside his front yard and he's got a pack for Moldova
Putting
and
his manscaped.
all these things. Listen, Ronaldo, I've been saying it.
Matisse, who's going to pay him 500,000 a week?
Listen, he's
going to have to take a wage cut.
He's going to have to take a wage
Who's gonna
cut
take it?
because, well, he needs to take himself
Someone
out.
would pay $350, I reckon.
Who? You got to give me a name. You got to say someone.
Yeah, but
Could end up at PSG.
Really?
I don't,
Could end up
I don't
at
know about
PSG.
that. But does he?
Because they're the only logical. Well,
Or LA Galaxy.
It depends.
He can't go to America.
He can't go to America. It depends.
Sorry.
It depends what
We
he
won't
wants to
talk
do
about that.
at the end of his career. Does he want to go back to Sporting and finish the round trip and go and win the Portuguese league and go
Yeah,
back
he
where
could
it
do.
all started? If you are going back to Sporting, then you're not gonna, financially crucify that club by asking for 350k a week.
That's a good shot.
He's got to make a decision on his career now. He's 37. Do you know what I mean? He's not what he used to be. He's very, very much needs service, and most football clubs at the top of the game aren't looking for strikers like that. Real Madrid don't need him. Bayern Munich don't need him. Barcelona would never get him. PSG, I don't think would want him, because if you're looking at Messi and Neymar, what do they need? They need pace. They need someone that's going to drag defences. The last thing they need is Ronaldo, unless they're actually stupid and they don't know how to build a team. So I think he's just got to kind of just...
I think he could stay for what, because remember it's a 2 year contract, of course.
Yeah.
I think he might just stay and then do what you said in terms of going back to Sporting.
He'll end up in Portugal, or he'll end up in like Qatar or Saudi
I guess
Arabia, something like that, and
Qatar's
just do a madness there.
Not
Do a 1 year
China.
thing, do something like
Ronaldo's such a legendary footballer across his carear. To finish his career in Qatar or something like that is such. No, I don't care how old you are. As Ronaldo, to finish there
can't be
is
done.
not a stain in his legacy, but you're going outside.
Yeah.
At that point, if you're gonna go Qatar, retire.
But now nobody will take, because Qatar will be like, he'll be like, oh, I'm the face of Qatar and I'm going to bring football eyes on fans in the world to Qatar.
Retire and come back to the Masters League in Qatar or something like
as
that.
an individual achievement,
that'll be his
bringing
way to do
football
it.
to Qatar.
That'll be a way to do it. Because none of us will be like watching him in Qatar, will he? But he'll be picking up £1 million a week and just playing in Qatar. So
It would be a bit of a stain on his legacy. I think he's got to go to Sporting and finish it up there, and then do two seasons, win the title, whatever
finish
you
up,
need to do,
retire at 40,
wrap it up
and
there.
everyone's like, you're good.
Yeah, nice full circle. Because when you go through the roster of clubs he's played for, Manchester United, Real Madrid, Juventus, Manchester United again, Sporting, like that's lovely. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
now to go and throw something in Qatar, no, it can't run.
Maybe Newcastle.
nah, fuck that.
One United to the next. you got 500,000 a week to pay.
I wouldn't want them washed up, man. You know what I mean? It's not a retirement to him, Newcastle.
Like,
you know what I mean?
Can you imagine the shirt sales though if he went to Newcastle?
You'd be the first one buying a Ronaldo shirt.
You'd be outside St James's Sweden.
Maybe if he hadn't went back to Man United, there's no way we wouldn't even want Ronaldo now.
Why would you not?
Really?
You've had
Because we've been
Michael
watching him
Owen.
all season. Shit.
Him and Joe Little in midfield. What are you
He's
talking
scored a
about?
couple goals.
Nah,
here.
he's not what you want, Ronaldo. That's not the type of player you want to bring to Newcastle at all.
No, what you're trying to build,
You're trying to revolutionise the club and build things up. You want people who want to be there. Ronaldo will just be an absolute masonry. That's not who you want at the club.
Oh, that's Matty's opinion. Let us know in the comments if you agree. Big
Got
up
Chris
to
Wood, man.
Ronaldo. Big up to Diogo in the comments. Super chat time. AGT, what a banging hoodie. Old school front three. There you go. New hoodies are out on the Shopify. The Cop TV. These are exclusive designs. Cop fellas. So
when Salah
15
leaves
for the discount.
When Salah leaves,
Well,
what do you do with that? What do you do with that?
I hope you didn't buy like a bulk stock.
Made to order, thank God. Touch wood. But yeah, get involved if you're a Liverpool fan, or just if you know a Liverpool fan. Lovely little present. James reckons 2-1 today to Arsenal. I mean, again, a big game, which we will predict. Should we do that now? Actually, let's do our predictions for the week. We've got
Get the boards out.
The boards,
Get the boards out.
First, I'll go Everton 1-0. Man United. I think
that's defunct now. That game is finished, unfortunately. And you know the game by now. We will predict our scores on these whiteboards. You have that one. And there's a spider there as well. Would you believe? That's very scary.
Very scary.
Any pens? No.
Pen for Neeks. There you go.
Thank you very much.
Right, so as you know, what we
Arsenal.
do is we predict all the scores now and then we reveal them at the end of the show and count up the scores. You get 1 point if your team that you've predicted to win wins, and you get 2 points if you get the score bang on. So, Arsenal,
Brighton. Surely Arsenal got to be winning that.
let me know in the comments, guys. What should I do? I'm going to go for what I said earlier, which is quite bold.
Brighton are on the beach.
Who's after Arsenal, Brighton?
Watford,
Southampton, Chelsea.
Leeds as well, and of course the Saints at home to the Devils.
What?
Chelsea. I reckon.
Oh, it's a bit of a.
Do you know what? That Watford Leeds game is huge.
It's big, isn't it?
Where are Leeds in the table now? Like, what's their position
In the
terms of
table,
relegation?
Leeds are actually not as
16th?
stressed as they thought they were. So if we check out Leeds in the table, 16th now, 30 points, 31 played. They've only won 7 games this season. They've lost 15, 2 wins in 5. But no loss in 4, so things are slightly upturning there for Leeds. But I've made my predictions. Let us know when you guys are finished as well. And then at the end of the show, we'll reveal them. Let us know who you think is going to win. I have to say, Matisse, good sometimes. Matty, good sometimes.
What? Me? I always win.
Well, didn't win the other day when I won 9, did you, fella?
Well, that's not the same story.
Different show.
Yeah.
Right, we are 6 minutes away from the 3 o'clock kickoff. Get your predictions into us right now, guys. AGT, thoughts on Fabio Carvalho signing? Massively excited for that one, and to think that we've done it for, I think, 7.2 in total, 2.2 million add-ons for a 5 mil deal, without having to take it to a tribunal as well. Massively excited. And you look at the future of Liverpool's midfield, Harvey Elliott, you know, Fabio coming through, who from what I've seen of him, can't lie, he's moving like a young Coutinho.
Wow.
The way he kind of runs and he's direct and he shoots from outside the box. Fulham fans will tell you as well, they'll be gutted to see him go and leave Fulham at the end of the season. But yeah, coming to Liverpool, very excited about it.
What's the chance of you lot loaning him back to Fulham next season if Fulham go up?
If they go up?
Well, they are going up, aren't they?
They're definitely
Well, we've bought him, so I don't think there was any kind of like loan back options in the contract.
No, I just thought because he's not. Is he going to get into Liverpool's side next year? I'm saying in terms of his development.
No one thought that, and he started the first 4 games of the season. So Klopp, if he wants to get him now,
anyway.
then I'd play him. And don't forget, we're going to be getting rid of some midfielders as well this season. You look at Ox, is it his time to maybe walk away? You look at Curtis Jones, does he move on and get a bit of time elsewhere? I personally don't want. I wouldn't want Curtis Jones to go. I think you need as many Scousers in and around the team, being a team from Liverpool anyway. You need him in and around. And
Ox,
there's
Ox
probably the Ox. Maybe I don't think Keita would leave, but James Milner coming to the end of his Liverpool career.
He's been coming to the end for a while, isn't it? He can't go.
He continues every year for about 7 years.
He continues to rejuvenate himself every single season, past the bleep test, and then
gets the elixir of life.
He'll still get another Premier League move, won't he? If he wants to.
I reckon he'll go Leeds.
I reckon he'll go Leeds as well. One last dance.
One last dance.
Become captain. Ahmed says, "Hold that, Neeks, for your constant slandering of Arsenal."
I mean, well, you better hope you get to a full, because that slandering is not going anywhere. So you didn't hold fire on that one, but I'm coming for you.
Abdul, I fear Liverpool may take Martinelli or Saka in the future, and I don't want that to happen.
Martinelli would be a really good sign.
If we can get
Klopp's bigged him up
one
already.
young player at a time.
Klopp's
We've just got Carvalho, but of course he needs time. And
Bellingham maybe as well.
Bellingham, who knows? I mean, I would. If you could offer me now, Jude Bellingham. If you could offer me one player in the world without, being unrealistic, because we're not going to get Haaland and these guys, but I would say Jude Bellingham.
100%.
100 mil.
Suits you to a T.
I think everyone takes
100 mil. Yeah, you spend on anywhere.
I think 100 mil.
He has unbelievable talent. Yeah, easy.
I think that gets him. Right, 4 minutes away from kickoff. Looking forward to the Arsenal game, especially. I think if we look at some of the stats around this game, Arsenal are looking decent, and let's not forget they're currently in 5th. If they win today, they go up to 57 points, which temporarily does take them into that top 4 above Tottenham. Again, 17 wins, almost an identical record actually to Tottenham in the league this season, coincidentally, and they play each other. I think that's the second last game for them now of the season after the Premier League rearranged it.
Puts the pressure on Spurs as well, doesn't it? Playing at half-5 if Arsenal managed to get the win and go above them.
And are Spurs away at Villa, or is that?
Yeah, Spurs are away.
The thing is, I don't understand why Arsenal fans were so downbeat after. Obviously, it was a battering up against Palace. But you look at the table and you're like, well, you're still in it. Like, it's in your hands. You beat Brighton today, 3 points clear, same games played.
They just have to respond.
Loss. Yeah, you have to respond. And you're playing at home. They got a brilliant home record this season. Look at the defensive record. What is it? 10 goals conceded?
10 goals conceded.
That's brilliant. Like, you should be winning this game today. And you get over that bump in the road. So I don't understand the whole meltdown that some Arsenal fans had after that Palace loss. But
do you know what? An interesting stat this. Arsenal have lost just one of their last 28 Premier League games at 3 o'clock on a Saturday, winning 23, drawing 4. The only defeat was at home to Brighton.
Oh, wow.
In June 2020.
Well, just put it on them, innit?
That's the goal difference you're seeing there, not the goals against.
They've conceded 34.
Sorry.
If they conceded 10, they'd be on course to break our record.
No way. Brighton, on the other hand, have just converted 6.7% of their shots in the Premier League this season, 26 goals only from 319 shots, the worst ratio in a single Premier League campaign. So they need goals, they can't find them. Like we were saying earlier, can Danny Welbeck come back and do a job? Brighton have never won a Premier League game in April in 15 attempts. How crazy is that? Only Hull City, with 16 attempts in May, have played more games in a specific month without ever winning a game in the competition's history. Unbelievable. And we were saying earlier, Lacazette, no goal in open play in any of his last 16 games in all competitions.
That's pathetic.
22 hours and a half since he scored from open play.
Is Lacazette
slapping in penalties.
A flop?
Yes.
Is he Arsenal flop?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, how could he not be? I mean, when he was signed from Lyon, he was expected to be one of the best strikers in that league.
It was a big fee as well.
Big fee. Yeah. I think it was about 50 million they signed him for.
52 million or something.
And all he became was the side piece to Aubameyang. So yeah, 100%. I think Arsenal fans underrate Giroud. Giroud for me has
en route to be France's all-time
leading goal scorer. He left their
Henry.
club. They were kind of happy for him to go. I think he was part of that Batshuayi Aubameyang triangle. Yeah. So they did get a good deal out of it, bringing in Aubameyang. But Batshuayi went on loan to Dortmund, smashed it up. But Giroud is 10 times the player Lacazette is, in my opinion.
10.
He's an absolute baller, Giroud. He really is. Like,
No, I think as a footballer, you know what it was for Arsenal fans? I think when that season where obviously Leicester won the league and he didn't score from like January for ages, and they lost it. It's like I think at that point they were like, "We're done. I'm done with you. You cost us the league title."
Giroud's not going to get you 20-25 goals a season. But you saw what he did for France in the World Cup. At least because Lacazette, obviously he's there to bring others into play right now, but his hold up is nowhere near as good as Giroud. He's kind of like the B-Tech Giroud, if anything. So I think Giroud's just the much better footballer, and he comes up trumps in the big moments as well, which Lacazette doesn't. Goal scoring wise, you know, Giroud semi-finals at Wembley, you know, final Europa League against Arsenal. So at least the brother turns up when it matters against the big boys. So yeah.
Right, it's our favourite time of the week. It's 3 o'clock on a Saturday. The games have kicked off in the Premier League and the Championship as well. And if there's any interesting games in League 1 and 2, we will let you know about those as well. Massive day of football ahead. Who's going to score the first goal, boys, in the Football League? We might as well do this
The
every
entire
week.
Football League?
The entire Football League.
God almighty.
Who's going to get the first goal in the 3 o'clock
shout, innit?
kickoffs in the English Football League?
Mark Hughes is Bradford, are they playing?
Mark Hughes is Brentford. Wow. Are they playing today?
Wayne Rooney's Derby, are they playing today?
I'm going to go.
Yeah, they are. They're away at Swansea.
I'll go Derby.
I'll go Sutton.
Sutton.
Yeah.
Wow.
First name on the team.
I will go for James Ward-Prowse free kick.
I was going to say this actually now.
That's
That's an early free kick.
So yeah, let us know in the comments who wins that one, and let us know your comments as well. Do you think who's going to score the very first goal this weekend? Well, we've had a game already, of course, and there was one last night. But in terms of 3 o'clock Saturday kickoffs, who's going to get that first goal? Man like E with a super chat. Matisse, do you think Chelsea could get Kane for Lukaku plus 60 mil, or another player like Ziyech?
We will never get Kane. Like, Tottenham don't do business with us. It's just not going to happen. And we tried to get Modric before he went to Real Madrid the year before, and they was like, nope. And they actually I think they took less than what we were offering the year after.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's no way we're getting Kane, unfortunately, because I would definitely take Kane over Lukaku. But yeah, I would get Lukaku maybe to Atletico Madrid, maybe a little Felix swap. Plus some money, something like that. I think Lukaku would suit Atletico Madrid and their criminal approach to football. And Felix needs rescuing. That poor beloved baller is out here, you know, taking on 5-6 men against Manchester City in the Champions League. So yeah, I think both are starving and both could be fed by going to.
You know what? You say that. Okay, imagine Lukaku having to take on 5 men in the Champions League.
He could. We'll come to that problem when he's there.
He's just trying to get rid because imagine they're playing defensive football. All right, get the ball into Lukaku, hold it up.
Yeah.
Like, okay, maybe against the lesser teams he could, but that ball's not sticking with Lukaku. That ball's bouncing off him. Like, remember, as bad, like in terms of aesthetically athletical play, the strikers they've had down the years. We're talking. If we go back, we're talking Torres,
Falcao,
Aguero. Diego
Forlan.
Costa, Forlan, Suarez.
Yeah.
These are ballers. People who are technically. That's what we're talking. That's 90s we're talking.
Yeah, 90s. I go back.
No, I'm in 90s, well, but I was young. I was watching La Liga back then. But we're
I was
talking.
watching when I was 3.
This thing is, we'll go with the ball going into their feet. It's sticking. They, they can hold up the ball and play people in.
Lukaku is wearing jeans and Timberlands most of the time when he's trying to control.
Literally, like.
But interesting to hear your thoughts on that, Matisse. You would take Kane.
AGT,
maybe Fabio Carvalho is a false 9 Bobby replacement. Well, Bobby never really came in as a number 9, but I guess what has transpired is that he kind of plays that false 9. And he's probably the best at it, if I'm honest, in the league, I would say. In terms of consistency in the last 3 or 4 years, that man who links up the play, I don't think there's anyone who does it on his day quite
in
like
this
Bobby.
league.
Yeah, I would say so.
Who else even plays it in this league?
Well, it's just him, really.
He's got absolutely no competition whatsoever.
Yeah, but because I would say if Kane was to play in that false 9 role.
Well, yeah, no, Kane is...
Kane kind of...
But he's been known as that guy.
The striker, yeah.
So I can't really count him in. Still no goals in the football leagues, from what I can see.
Ooh, who hit the post?
So far, it looks like there's a chance there for Werner, who's hit the post for Chelsea. Apparently, we're hearing as well, there is a buzz cut debut haircut for Mason Mount. Apparently, big news. I know he's been used to growing it a bit longer recently, having the old
expected flicks.
Justin
We need
Bieber
expected goals today. Yeah,
let's try and get a picture
action.
of that up if we can see it.
Expected trims.
I don't think those haircuts there are recent ones, to be fair, but it's a rumour. I've seen it in the chat.
I think in the Champions League, apparently he was like kind of just constly flicking at his hair because it was kind of getting in the way of his eyes. So now he's decided to cut it, which is great.
I saw the one where I think Lukaku's about to. Well, he has the header, and he's flicking his hair at the same time.
So if that's the reason, then absolutely great because now you can focus on performance.
There it is,
so,
I think.
Yeah, I think he just needs to concentrate. I think that's what happened. Yeah,
not sure about that. Let us know in the comments. Do you rate Mason Mount's trim? Another chance here at the game at St Mary's. Looks like Southampton were breaking in there, having a shot which was deflected. Goes out for a corner. James Ward-Prowse to take it, swings it in. Doesn't really swing it in. It's on the floor. Gets another chance to Armstrong.
Obviously, I missed the chat at the beginning, so I don't know if you did, but Matisse, Chelsea.
Yeah.
Have Chelsea?
Oh yeah, we were waiting for this as well. Yeah.
I just want to know, like, do you think? Will you say Chelsea's stagnated this season, or actually gone backwards? You definitely ain't gone forward from last year.
I'd say we've stagnated because Lukaku hasn't come into the team and improved us. He's actually made us worse when he plays. So he's no longer
an option. If he's on the bench.
Sal Niguez has been a non-entity. He's the 5th choice midfielder, so that was a pointless move again. And you could say that a couple of the aging players are showing their age a little bit as well in the midfield. So especially Jorginho and Kante have kind of like very up and down in their form this season, very inconsistent.
I think it looks like Kante when Kante don't play well, it seems there's no
replacement. There's no replacement. Kante needed replacement. Definitely last summer, if not the summer before, in terms of his next successor. And what Chelsea are doing is they're failing to address their issues as they're happening. Instead of they're waiting for the end of it, big drop off, and then someone's gonna have to come in immediately and replace him and start week in week out and probably not deliver the goods. Whereas if you look at Liverpool when they recruit Konate off the back of some Matip and Gomez injuries, Diaz on the back of some Mane, mishit kind of form. They're recruiting as they see the issues happening. Whereas Chelsea are taking their time.
You're reactive, we're proactive.
Yeah, exactly.
So what I would say with Liverpool though, because if you don't win the league this year and potentially a Champions League, you've got don't worry about that. It's not happening. There's no treble. No, I'm just saying.
Put on until it's off. It's on.
The reason why I say,
by the way, can I just interrupt you? The first goal of the Football League, Keenan Davis for the Forest against Birmingham after 5 minutes. Massive goal as well for Yeovil away at Kings. It's a goal for Chelsea. Come on! Early goal for Chelsea away. And it's Marcos Alonso who scores, I'm assuming with his left foot, for Chelsea in that yellow kit away at Southampton. Matisse, let's go to you. Are you happy?
Listen, I'm delighted because we're under a lot of pressure. There's a lot of stress for this match. We can't afford to lose again. It would be 3 defeats in a row. So,
my goodness. Werner has missed a header from 4 yards out.
Jesus Christ.
He's finished. Absolutely finished.
What I tell you about this guy?
He never got started.
That was obviously before the goal. Timo Werner hitting the crossbar from about 4 or 5 yards out.
Wow.
But listen, when it comes to Southampton, they're on the coast, they're on the beach. They're mid-table. We should be beating this team and we need to respond. Before this, we had won 5-6 Premier League games in a row before the Brentford defeat last week. So we just need to bounce back and get as far away from those North London clubs as possible. The goal's hopefully just about to come up. It's a mad one.
Good assist.
There you go.
Good choice, Werner.
It was Werner assist. Made up for the miss, and Alonso smashed it into the back of the net. So relief is all it is at this point for me. We just need to get through these games and get out of problems.
Were you worried about top 4?
No, I've never been worried about top 4 because I just don't rate Tottenham and Arsenal highly enough to be worried that both of them would leapfrog us. One of them maybe if things got really hairy, but not both of them. But we just need to make top 4 and move on. It's not a great achievement. I don't think it's kind of just what you kind of expect.
It's good from
but it is what it is.
Poor defending Southampton though, very poor defending.
Takes it down after a cross, finds the space there. Was that Mount? Was it Mount that did that?
I'm not sure. It was Werner.
I think it was. No, it was Werner.
That's Mount.
Is that Mount?
That's Mount's new trim.
That's Mount. Yeah, you got a new trim. You can't spoil it with a new trim.
We've given Werner credit. credit for no reason. He's still finished.
Mason Mount, great assist that for Chelsea. Huge goal for them. Another goal to tell you about in the Championship. Swansea 1, Derby 0. Joel Pyro after 8 minutes, heaping on the misery there for Wayne Rooney's Derby. Reading 1-0 up against Cardiff. Lucas João. Lincoln 1-0 down at home to Wigan as well. Callum Lang after 8 minutes. Neeks, let's go back to you. I believe you had something to say about Liverpool.
I was going to say, I was saying, if you don't win the major trophy, the big two, one of the big two, you got to thank Spurs. Because if they didn't go in for Luis Diaz, you lot would not have got him in January. And he has been a brilliant addition. What
a goal, by the way, the other night away at Benfica.
Yeah, like he's been a brilliant addition. Even the assist for Mane, the header, he's just electric. And I don't agree. I think Salah needs to stay, but his impact already is having some Liverpool fans or some football fans in general kind of like, well, if Salah goes, maybe we've got something. That's how good he's been so far.
Let's just keep them both.
No, I agree. But I'm saying it highlights how good he's been, that people can even think about saying, well, maybe we might not miss Salah.
Well, let's go back to your club. We got a super chat here from Gus. I don't think it is my dog, because I don't think he's got his own YouTube account, but my dog is called Gus, and so is LV General, to be honest, as well. Sorry if I've just baited you out with your goal. United fans are so infuriating. Their owners aren't great, but they spend consistently. Every minor inconvenience is blamed at their door. Shut up. Oh, massive chance for Southampton. How has that not gone in?
I have no idea. Right across the face of goal from a wide free kick. Obviously, James Ward-Prowse is the big danger man. He's joint top scorer with Che Adams this season for Southampton.
Great ball,
and his delivery is on point. And
someone's got to get on the end. That was
it's an undefendable cross. Like, you can't do nothing about it. You just have to just hope and pray it don't
I think that's one of those old football cliches that goes something like, he whipped that one into the corridor of uncertainty.
Yes.
I think that's what they say in this sport about stuff like that.
Yeah.
Big up to Gus for the super chat. AGT, thoughts on skipping my super chat? I just read it out, mate. So I can't say
thoughts on skipping my super chat. That is such a cheeky comment.
Do you know what? It had a tick on it, so I thought this will be good. Nice one, Gus.
Let me respond to that. The one about Man United Glazers, because of course, if we're analysing a game of football, Man United lost to Everton. I'm not going to say it's the Glazers' fault why we lost the game. It's just ridiculous. And if Man United finish outside the top four, you're not going to say, oh yeah, it was the Glazers per se, but why we finished there. But you look at the
appointments.
Well, the appointments is one thing, but you look over a long period of time.
Yeah.
Since Fergie's gone, and we can actually go back before Fergie, but let's talk about Fergie.
Horrendous team after.
Yeah, but after Ronaldo left, basically from when Ronaldo left, no proper investment to match what the likes of Chelsea obviously were doing with Abramovich and what Man City were doing with their new owners. But we leave that. 2013, Fergie leaves. We've had Moyes, LVG, Mourinho, Solskjaer, and there's some interims in between: Ranić, Carrick, Giggs. So those are here or there. I guess the Ranić one's the biggest one because he's been here for the longest time as an interim. If constantly every single manager underperforms, fails, or whatever you want to call it in that period, at what point do you say, all right, yeah, those managers had their issues and those players had their issues, but who is the one choosing those managers? Who is the one signing off on these players or not signing the players that certain managers want, that Mourinho spoke about, that LVG spoke about? So yeah, we can keep saying, all right, they spend all this money, therefore it's not their fault, but they also appoint the managers. So if the managers are bad and all the managers they appoint are bad, don't you look at the person doing no point? At what point do you look at it?
There's a saying, money can't buy sense. Just because they splash money doesn't mean they're doing the right thing. They have splashed money irresponsibly
100%.
Because they have not got from top to bottom the director of football. How long have we been waiting for Manchester United to have a proper director of football who understands the game, recruits properly, has a consistent ethos and philosophy from top to bottom?
Exactly.
So the managers that they recruit are along the same.
They follow that.
Exactly.
There's no continuity. When you go from Moyes to LVG to Mourinho, they're all three different managers playing different styles of football.
It's the same thing we do.
Need different players.
That's exactly what we do. That's why I can relate. You don't get credit for splashing 80 million on Maguire. You don't get credit for that.
No, you don't.
That's an L.
You don't. And on top of that, it was 80 million up front.
It's not installments.
It's not installments, not over a certain period of time.
Performance-related installments, no trophies won.
But worse on top of that is that the year before, you stopped Mourinho from buying Maguire, which he would have been obviously cheaper because of the the price went up. I think it was like 60 million they wanted.
Prices went up.
Because Pep was involved in the year that we wanted, Man City wanted him as well. So obviously that drove the price up.
Wow.
So you
what wanted him?
Well, whatever it is.
How many times Pep Man City on this, by the way?
Tactical, man. Pep knows how shit he was.
I mean,
let's
you say that, but he also wanted.
United.
You can say that, but he wanted Jorginho, and they didn't get him. And then when he's not working, he's like, oh, Pep wanted him. But when it does work, he's like, oh, Ballon d'Or. You know, that's Pep. That's why Pep wanted him. But anyway, the point is. Mourinho wanted him the year before, or wanted a centre back, and Woodward goes, "No, you got Bailly, Lindelof, whoever, deal with them, Smalling." And then the next season, you go and buy him for 80 million. So they spent X amount of money in that summer. But if they actually were smart with their business or with the way they ran the club, they probably would have spent less money and been more successful. As you said, spending 80 million on Maguire, spending 50 million on Wan-Bissaka, spending even 15 million on Dan James doesn't mean you're a good owner or you're a good businessman. If anything, you're a bad businessman, you're a bad owner. So you can throw the money. And on top of that, it's not their money. It's Man United's money. They're taking money out of the club. And then they say, okay, and here's a little bit left over. Go and do what you need to do with it. Come on,
people
man.
acting like as if they're doing what Abramovich did and they're taking money out of their own pocket and spending a lot. No, the money's coming from your own revenue stream, which is a really good one. And on top of that as well, like you said, some of the no trophies in 5 seasons now. How are you going to get praised for that?
Yeah, 5 years.
Come on now.
Whilst we're on United, I did want to bring up something that I saw from Alphonso Davies. I don't know if you've seen this or not. He was on Twitch.
Yes.
He streams FIFA on Twitch. And he said, and I quote,
2-0.
2-0 to Chelsea, Mason Mount.
Yes! Mason with the buzz cut has finally turned
Goal
up.
and an assist in
That's
15 minutes for Mason Mount.
I'm telling you, ever
It's
since
just Timo Werner.
now that he's trimmed his hair, you see, I'm telling you, these footballers, they try all these fancy haircuts here, like Foden and that in the Euros. Just get back to the basics, the buzz cuts, the bald heads, and then we can focus on concentrating for the game.
I don't think he wants a bald head.
Yeah, listen, if you're bald and you're smashing 20 goals a season, we'll take it. So it's good to see. It looks like it's going to be, hopefully, a calm day at the office. 2-0 up. Mason Mount. Listen, I'm back in the team. Mason Mount.
Top
2-0.
goal scorer for Chelsea. 9 goals for him. 6 for Havertz. 6 for Jorginho. 5 for James. 5 for Lukaku.
Yeah.
5 goals for Lukaku.
Nobody's in double
million.
digits.
Same as a right back.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
Nobody's in double digits.
Right,
That's
here's the goal
horrendous.
then. It's Loftus-Cheek with the cutback. It finds its way to Mason Mount, and it's a great goal.
Wonderful finish. Wonderful
Straight
finish
down.
from
Great
Mason.
finish.
And he's
Tells the
answering his
Southampton
critics.
fans to shush.
This is why when people
embarrassing.
get onto Mason, you got to always do it with criticism. You kind of got to criticize in isolation, because if you get onto him too much, he tends to respond. A lot of Chelsea fan base, they fall victim to the moment, and yeah, he hasn't had a great season. I've said it. His influence in the overall team has dropped off, hence why he's not in the Player of the Year conversation. But some Chelsea fans, they take it too far, and they try and say, "Oh, he's a bum and he needs to go to West Ham." Now he responds and you look like a clown.
But
So you need to relax sometimes.
What is, people make a judgment on a player so early. So they say they were calling, you know, when Chelsea was struggling under Lampard, and he was like the golden child. So he becomes the face of struggling. He becomes the face of what was everything wrong with Chelsea, even though he was probably your best player in that time. And it's like, Mason Mount's trash, should be dropped, blah, blah, blah. So when he starts playing good, it's like, oh damn, I ain't got nothing to say. So the moment he puts in a stinker, it's like everything that you were backing up before, you have to prove yourself right.
Yep.
The reality is, Mason Mount is a good young player. He's a good young player, and young players especially are going to go through those ups and downs. They're going to go through good runs of form, and they're always going to have bad runs of form, because that's just the nature of it. But if you're judging him, oh yeah, he's not as good as that person. Okay, let's focus on what he's good at and how good he is. And I think, yeah, for Chelsea, he's been integral for the last couple of years. Got the assist in the Champions League final, and I think he's going to be an important player going forward. And Chelsea fans need to just accept that.
Going back to Alphonso Davies before Mason Mount interrupted us, he said, and I quote, "Imagine you're another chance. What a save from Fraser Forster. Should have been 3-0
Could be a
to
beat
Chelsea.
down.
Southampton are all over the shop at the back, yeah. All
great
over the
save
place.
that was. But back to Alphonso Davies. He said, and again a quote, he said, "Imagine you are Ronaldo, right? You're one of the best players of all time, and you're calling, what's his face, Harry Maguire captain." He goes, no disrespect to Harry Maguire, but and he was almost mocking the fact that, you know, the best ever player potentially of the game is being captained by Harry Maguire. You've seen a deflected goal again today. Didn't make him look great. I would actually tend to stick up here a tiny bit for Maguire and say that's a little bit bang out of order from Davis to say on a live Twitch stream. I don't think that's the platform. I think it's slightly disrespectful. Not that I am, of course, a Harry Maguire or United fan, as you know. Huge fridge. But it's a bit disrespectful. So was that, what I just said, but I'm not...
How can you say it?
Very disrespectful. Very
disrespect that huge fridge like that.
I don't think a footballer should be going on and slagging other football players off that aren't even in your league.
But do you know
what do you think about it?
But do you know what it is as well? We forget footballers have opinions themselves, and they are fans of the game as very much as we are.
I know, but
and
do you say what you think?
I'm not giving him a blind for that.
You shouldn't. He shouldn't have said what he said, especially on a public forum, because it's gonna get clipped, it's gonna get distributed, it's unprofessional. But in Sunday League, I used to play for Sunday League, and sometimes I was not. I used to get cussed out at times because I wasn't.
But where are you going with this?
No, I'm just saying, like, when you're
Champions League
what
winning
position
player,
was that you used to play?
you know, this is
Left back.
levels.
When you're part of the same team, you definitely know some of your teammates are going to cuss you out behind your back,
Sure.
and it's the same when you're watching players.
But listen, this has nothing to do with Alphonso Davies.
I know
he's not Portuguese. He don't play for Man United. He's not English.
Exactly, this is my point.
He's never played with Ronaldo.
Maybe that's why he feels like he can say it.
But he's never played with Ronaldo. He's never
reach.
played with Maguire.
It's a reach.
And the thing is, he's a professional footballer. So whatever he says anyway.
Another goal of the Premier League in the relegation battle, and Vicarage Road and Leeds have taken the lead thanks to Rafinha. Massive goal.
In my fantasy team.
Nail in the Watford coffin.
That game's still going on, yeah. Fantasy.
Roy Hodgson, no assists for him today. We saw him play that pass for João Pedro in training in the week. A lovely little left-footed through ball. He got a bit of praise for that. I was going to say criticism, got a bit of praise. Neeks, back to you.
Yeah, I was just saying, like
3-0 Chelsea!
It's a battering.
It's been coming.
It's a battering.
We're still going to come back to it.
It's an absolute battering at the St Mary's in the first half. 3-0. The response, the team. They're saying, listen, we saw all of your tweets. We saw all of your
we saw
cussing.
Matisse protesting.
Yeah, we saw the protest. We saw all the cussing. All of that against Real Madrid, and we're responding emphatically. No better way to do it now. Even Timo Werner's amongst the goals. That's when you know it's an absolute Mazzolini.
Do you know what? This should be 5-0.
Yeah, already. It should be. You know, Timo Werner's hit the crossbar. He's been knocking at the door. We even mistaked him for the assist to try and give him some extra creds. And now he's finally got a goal himself. Listen, it doesn't change everything from the grand scheme of things, but good for him to get the goal. And Southampton, I don't know what's going for them.
Southampton are fully checked out now.
Yeah, fully checked out. Yeah, in behind. Look, this is a classic Timo Werner goal.
Goes
there you go.
Leipzig.
That's the no confidence in it.
That's Leipzig right there.
Not going to beat him. I need an open goal.
Yeah, look, he ain't even celebrating because he's like, I don't get enough of that in the Premier League. Only in Germany do I get them opportunities. But yeah,
Chelsea fans in dreamland.
Southampton's season is just done, and they've got nothing to play for, and you can tell the players are totally down tools. Beach settings, and this could be a real
marina settings.
We need to absolutely slap these lot across the face with this
Ocean
performance.
Village settings.
He's looking for a few free drinks, I think. Spent a few quid in there, hasn't he?
But this is the advantage of scoring early goals. Now Southampton are pushing forward, you get that space in behind. Timo Werner's a player that needs that. Oof. And that is a classic Leipzig goal. That's exactly what we saw in the YouTube comps. Do you know what I mean? That's exactly what we saw way back when.
Benderek had no chance there getting back with them.
It's a good touch around the keeper.
He does well.
It's a great time.
Very good.
Wigan now 2-1 up away at Lincoln City. Swansea 2, Derby 1. There's been 2 goals in that. Tom Lawrence penalty giving Wayne Rooney's Derby some hope. I believe Neeks, you were. What were we talking about?
Yeah, for another goal goes in. No, just saying. Yeah, I think. He's a professional footballer.
It's Ford.
Just don't do this.
I swear I was just about to do that.
He doesn't need to, like clout chase or clickbait. But he knows that by saying something like this, it's gonna get clips. It's gonna get retweets, whatever, and give him, for whatever reason, he felt that he wanted it.
He's thinking that he's he's doing that though. I think it's off the cuff.
I think he just doesn't care.
I don't think
it's either you're disrespectful and you know it, or you're stupid. and you're unaware of what you're putting out there.
I don't, what was it? Was it Twitch or something like that?
It was Twitch. It was Twitch.
And he's like got his hat on, chilling in his game
I did see him. I wasn't sure. I know he was going through some FIFA stuff, but I don't know if he was maybe reading some comments and he saw some comments about Maguire. No.
I think he was discarding players in the
was that what it was? And was Maguire in that?
Yeah, I think maybe. I'm just speculating, but
no, I saw he was discarding players, but I wasn't sure. It's like, what does Maguire and Ronaldo have to do with you and what you're doing? It was very random. But for me, I think Maguire criticism is very popular right now, and everyone's jumping on it. Everyone knows that it's a safe base right now to criticize Maguire. If you ever wanted to, this is the moment to do it, because no one's gonna come back at you. No Man United fans, no England fans, no one. When it comes to Maguire being captain of Ronaldo, I think it's a bit of a moot point, because Ronaldo joined knowing that Maguire was captain. So if it was a really big issue, he would have put in his contract and said, I'm not joining him, or I have to be captain, or whatever it is. Anyone that is captain at Man United, you could argue is not worthy of Captain Ronaldo. So where do we go from there? Like,
if David De Gea was the captain, would he have said that? I don't think so.
No, he probably wouldn't have. But then people like David De Gea's finished. David De Gea's he's an old dinosaur. He's been dropped by Spain.
Wow, that's a bit harsh.
Well, he's like he can't kick out from the back.
He's been good, but he's been a bit overhyped.
I agree. But
he's been a bit overhyped as well.
From relegation.
He can't kick out from the back. From the back. Ten Hag's going to get rid of him.
TV's doing a madness.
Yeah, TV's doing a madness, guys.
So the reality is, whoever was captain, Ronaldo's career dwarfs them.
Agreed.
So unless you give it to Ronaldo, that comment, as it's a moot point. It doesn't do anything.
It's a cheap shot.
Does Maguire deserve to be captain, or should he be? He shouldn't even give the captaincy in the first place.
Is that his fault though?
Absolutely not.
And he's not going to want to voluntarily give it up, is he?
No, that looks terrible.
No.
Someone's got to take it off him. Ten Hag.
Yeah.
For me, it was a bad decision to give him in the first place.
He was only there for 6 months.
Whose decision was that, Ollie?
He was Ollie. But he was only there for 6 months, and it's like, it was, I think, Valencia or Young. I think maybe Ashley Young who had it.
Maybe vice captain.
So reactionary to give him captain's
Very
armband, just as it
reactionary.
was reactionary to give Ollie a full-time contract.
It doesn't make sense.
It shows
Lack
going back
of-
to the decisions that people are making. It's just as mad reactionary decisions. And
Because the reality is, Maguire,
doesn't it show like, the lack of characters in the dressing room? Maguire's like, oh, there you go, have the armband.
Yeah, because
at a club like Man United, there should be 6 or 7. Like, look back in the day, like when Roy Keane was the captain.
Yeah.
There would have been everyone on that team sheet could have probably been captain.
Neville, Scholes, Giggs, all of them could have been
All of them
captain.
could have been the
Beckham, yeah.
captain, and now it's like, ooh, who should we pick?
Oh shit, Maguire! Oh yes, finally.
and the thing is, the reality
picked it out of the hat.
Maguire is not a bad defender. He's not a Champions League level defender, but he's not a bad defender. But I think when you give
I've seen
him
some clips, man.
he's not.
He's a top 10 defender.
We've also seen
in terms of like top 10 in the league.
We've also seen him get
mid-table.
Yeah. But we've also seen him get not player of the tournament, but team of the tournament at the Euros, one of the highest levels of international football. He is not good enough for Man United or any team that's playing in the Champions League.
Premier League.
No, I don't.
I think
Did you not take him in Newcastle?
Gabriel hits the post with a header.
But okay, so
Yes, he does.
But
Pressure.
Matty, you wouldn't take him at Newcastle, would you?
No.
That speaks volumes for me.
Matty might not take him at Newcastle, but does
Eddie Howe might.
But the question,
he
Eddie
wouldn't,
might.
mate.
But the
No,
question
he
is
wouldn't.
No, I'm joking.
him going to Newcastle. Let's say, for example, say he was at Leicester still, and then they were like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna go get Harry Maguire." It's the trajectory of his career so far, or the last year or so at Manchester United, that's put the stain on him. His level of performance at Leicester and the level of performance at Man
Hull
United
City.
are probably not too different, but it's what Man United are expecting and what Leicester are expecting. How Man United want to play and how Leicester were playing. So just because he's not good at Manchester United or with and I think the captaincy adds pressure to him that he doesn't need. So when you're allowed to play at Leicester, where there's not many cameras on you, you're not the captain.
Go
There's
for
no
Brighton!
responsibility.
Brighton at the Emirates.
Come on, Brighton!
that downstairs.
Wow.
One team on the coast is coasting, the other one is not. Come on, Brighton. Let's do this.
Leandro Trossard.
have a look
Number
at this.
11.
It's a shame it wasn't Danny Welbeck.
For Brighton.
Don't worry, that's coming, that's
Albion
coming.
Scores the opening goal at the Emirates 27 minutes
dear.
in. This is huge for Brighton. Obviously, Arsenal need to capitalise on Everton's win against Manchester United earlier. Let's have a look at the goal. Cucurella on the left-hand side with it. And Brighton work it well. It's over the top and it's it's back out to Trossard.
Brighton play good football. It's just that they have no striker.
Just remember score threat.
They need to get a new striker in the summer. If they don't do that, then
I heard Ronaldo might be available.
you're hilarious. Ronaldo takes the train from Victoria down to Brighton. You'd be like, what the hell is going on? What's this?
Bear Seagulls.
Take a shower.
Looks like this is going to be the goal. A lot of numbers in the box for Brighton. Cuts back. Look at that time.
That's
Great
a great
finish.
finish.
Leandro Trossard scores the opener.
I thought he was doing the crying celebration like Mopey there, but he's doing the binoculars.
Ronaldo and RD would be a lovely poster though, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Wow. Amazing scoreline there at the
Elysium.
Emirates. Big up to you guys in the comments for getting involved. The Gaming Prince, honestly, Don Robbie signing Matty and Alex to DR Sports is the best thing in the history of this channel. Best presenters. Thank you very much.
Thanks very much, mate. Appreciate that.
And then straight after that, we get a question for Matty that says, is Matty wearing a 2-pack t-shirt?
I am indeed. Respect a 2-pack.
Shout out Jada.
Amanda really would have stuck up for Jada in that situation.
Man. Don't even do this.
Unbelievable.
I'm Jada, man.
Yeah,
That stock's dropping quicker than Maguire's. What are you talking about?
I can't stand
toxicity is there.
Let's not get
1-0
started on that.
Brighton. Us now in the
send me on a
mud.
rant.
Coys says, now you know. More pay you're a cheat, says Rizwan Yassin. Absolute disgrace.
It's the
They
Arsenal
get
fans were
relegated.
Arsenal fans were
Great
coming
finish,
for Neeks, and then next thing you know now.
But listen, I said Ahmed, hold fire.
Hold fire.
You need to hold fire because anyway, let me not say too much.
Time still to go. There's a lot of time in this one. But look, 3 games at 3 o'clock in the Premier League, and we've had goals in all of them.
Yeah,
which
good
is
start.
nice for us.
It really is.
Against the norm, innit? We're normally scraping
really
around the
is.
lower divisions, but we've had plenty already.
Yeah.
Last week was good as well.
In the Championship, let's go over there and give you a bit of an update with the scores in the Championship. Not many goals have gone in, to be honest. Blackburn 1-0 up at home to Blackpool, massive derby that one. Forest 1-0 at home to Birmingham, and obviously Swansea 2-1 Derby, Reading 1-0 Cardiff, and West Brom losing to Stoke City as well. Jake Livermore own goal. I think he's the
throwback.
captain as well for
Livermore.
West Brom. It is a throwback.
Throwback indeed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Another goal at St Mary's.
Hey,
my
come
goodness
on!
me,
It's
it's
an
4-0.
absolute Mazzolini. What's going on over here? They're getting absolutely slapped up, Southampton. I'm
9-0. 9-0.
I want 6s and 7s. I really do.
Southampton like conceding 9-0.
Shout out
Yeah,
to Bill
100%. There's no better way to
twice.
respond. Unfortunately, we got a little bit of a buffer there, but listen, there's no better way to respond to this week. And you know, just maybe calm Alex down a little bit because he's been grinning awfully too much before
Listen,
kickoff.
you needed this.
All I'm gonna say,
desperately.
Matisse,
We need
just
this desperately.
winning 4-0 does not mean
Kai
you're back in the
Havertz.
Champions League. Yeah,
Hey, listen,
you're gone. It's done.
you know, Neeks, we're actually still participating.
You're not.
We're-
You're making up the numbers at this
for
point.
one more game.
You
You
make
guys
up- you
are.
make-
You guys already lost.
know what? You
to
might
the
as well-
to the inferior team in Madrid, by the way. Can I just say?
They're the league holders at the moment. Still, so
Yeah, we beat them last year when they won that league. You
Well,
guys
before they won it, they won the Champions. Yeah, they were on their way. All I'm saying is, you might as well do what I'm doing on the couch when Chelsea are playing because there is
No.
there's no game.
What do you do
You're
on
not
the
in any
couch
more
when
competitions.
Chelsea's
We're still
playing?
we're still in the FA Cup.
Okay.
When I say here, I mean Chelsea. Just be on the couch.
No,
Just
you're-
be
we're
there next time.
we're still in
Just
the
watch
FA
it.
Cup. You guys are on the couch, not fighting for nothing. We're still in things, please.
Massive 9-1 settings at St Mary's, says Rizwan.
Don't be really
Stop getting gassed, Chelsea fans, says Guru.
Why, we can't
You're
be
going to
happy
get
now?
slapped against Madrid again.
We can't celebrate our goals now.
That's my burner account.
The celebration
Just-
police are in full force.
Kai on fire, says Jaden Merrick. Benzema shut down the Chelsea, who says it was lost but now I'm found.
What?
I'm not too sure. COSG on the beach. You lot have no chance at the Bernabeu. Let's have a little look ahead then to the second legs of these semi-finals. Quarter-finals, I should say. Kind of everything that we've expected. In all fairness, I did think Real Madrid would come through that first leg. But the big shock result, Villarreal 1, Bayern Munich 0. Could have been 2-0 as well. We
Should
saw
have been
a
3.
massive freak goal fly over Neuer's head from Coquelin, left-footed cross. Here's a question for all of you. Spanish football, normally quite fairly respected, but in recent years there's been a bit of a Spanish Inquisition around the quality.
Very nice.
Nice little play on words with that one. But listen, Villarreal beating Bayern Munich, Real Madrid beating Chelsea. In terms of Spanish football, do we need to respect it more, or is it?
I
does
think
it get the
it's
respect
something
it
that we
deserves?
were.
They dipped.
When we're talking about Mason Mount, for example, it's the reactionary nature of the modern day football fan. yeah, they had a year, maybe 2, where they were a bit off. But before that, it was Spain were winning all the Champions Leagues.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't Real Madrid, before that, Barcelona, they're getting all Spanish finals. And if they weren't winning the Champions League, it was Sevilla winning the Europa League, Villarreal then winning the Europa League. So the depth of Spanish football has been disrespected. You might say that, in terms of, say, the top 4 across the leagues, the English team's getting the furthest, but the best Spanish team, ultimately, a lot of times, were the one who were triumphing in the end, which shows to the quality. Last season was bad for them, especially Real Madrid. Like Real Madrid, they beat Liverpool, but you could see already they were very
we had
susceptible.
Kabak and Phillips.
It's been a transitional couple of years for Spanish football. I think, especially with Ronaldo leaving, Messi leaving, Barca. Now they've got Xavi, make some investments again. And then the likes of what Emery's done at Villarreal is actually unbelievable, really.
It's brilliant.
Unai Emery at Villarreal. I didn't see that come the other
Our
night.
Europa League final loss, I'm like, damn, maybe we deserve to lose that because they just beat Bayern Munich.
Yeah, and maybe Barcelona will go and win that Europa League as well.
Exactly.
They might play West Ham or Leon. So
Simone, Atletico Madrid. I think Spanish football is getting back to what it was like mid 2000s. It's coming back, like definitely.
And if they go and get Mbappe and Haaland, then
long day.
English teams better take advantage while they can.
That's what I've been saying. That's what I've been saying.
What was that? We look at your hand.
Fraser Foster. Looked like that was slightly outside.
I don't know what's going
on
for
them. They're all
them.
over the place here. Southampton, they can't get a hold. Good tackle that from Romeo though, against his former team as well. Villarreal probably getting slapped up in the second game. Says Aidan Andrews. Obviously, we're talking about this as if the ties are finished. They're not. Anything can happen. Villarreal win the Europa League because of your 1 billion team. Says Cookies NCR 3 AM.
Yeah, they beat us. They beat Arsenal on the way to winning it, and whoever else was in their way. Like
they did.
Unai Emery cannot be
amazing run.
They can't be doubted. Like,
and that was their first trophy of their history.
In the history ever. Like you have to respect Unai Emery.
Great tradition. You know how a team like Villarreal can have such great tradition before even winning a trophy? Because I always assume they're like second tier in terms of you've got Real Barca, I would say Atleti, and maybe in the second tier on their own. Then you've got Betis, maybe Sevilla in that with Atleti in terms of European trophies.
In terms of history, Valencia
Betis,
as well.
Bilbao, these kind of teams, I've still always thought of them as big teams.
Yeah.
And then
Remember
I didn't even know that they won a trophy.
in the day,
Malaga as well. Deportivo La Coruña back in the day. They were in semi-finals. They're in, I think, the second league now with Tenerife.
There's a lot.
Celtic 3-0 up at home against St Johnstone. Banging form Celtic.
Win the league now, aren't they, after the win?
I think this win takes them maybe 7 points clear.
They won the Old
something
Firm.
like that. They did. Yeah. And listen, when Gerrard left Rangers at the start of the season or midway through, I think they were 2 points clear of Celtic.
They were.
So interesting turnaround. Bayern will win the second leg 4-0, says Frank. What do we think about Benfica's second leg 3-1? I think that
easy
third
win
goal,
for Benfica. Easy.
Yeah,
man.
I mean, that second half made it interesting until Liverpool
though.
got the third, didn't it? Because when they went 2-0 up Liverpool, you thought, well, that's going to be it. That's game over. We'll probably get third, fourth.
Poor defender.
Gives them a bit of a chance, but at Anfield, they haven't got a hope. I don't think next week.
And you lot, it'll be Bayern in the semi, or be
if they get
Villarreal.
through,
Villarreal.
But the way he's
Bad
looking,
evening.
it's
Bad
like
evening.
Villarreal will be obviously going to be a tough game anyway because they're very good defensively. But you look at that first leg against Bayern and Liverpool, like, yeah, we can do them.
Yeah,
we can do them.
I think we thought that
You
before
did,
anyway.
but yeah, surely.
But now you see
look at that. He's in Villarreal. You're like, Villarreal should have won that game 2-3.
Yeah.
Liverpool will breeze past.
Neuer all over the place as well. Did you see that pass?
Yes.
Gerard Moreno almost doing Patrick Schick, Charlie Adam, Xabi Alonso. These kind
David
of
Beckham.
goals.
Yeah.
Beckham
Wayne
against
Rooney.
Wimbledon. Rooney against West Ham and for Everton. That hat-trick goal. Arteta is a joke, says Ruben. Molanares, Seo Magri says Arteta and Edu out.
They're up and
The
down.
Arsenal fan base
One
is
week
so
this, 1 week
confused. They
that.
don't know what they like. They
They
don't
don't
know
know.
whether they want this sample or this sample. Just pick, man. What's going on? 1 minute he's great. 1 minute he's the next Pep. Then he's a bum.
Chance for Arsenal. Good
clock,
Great
good
defending
sliding
from
If
challenge.
they don't
Challenger
make top
corner.
4 and Tottenham do, because I think it was different. When Man United were favourites to make top 4, if Arsenal didn't make it, it's disappointing, but we'll get over it, right?
Because Man United was supposed to be there.
Exactly.
'Cause you got the
if
stars and you
Tottenham
spent the
make
money.
it and Arsenal don't,
No excuses.
it's gonna be a long day for a lot of individuals in that football.
Very long
Very long day, and I am here for it.
Listen, I'm not going
I'm here
anywhere.
for it. I don't care which one of them make it because I don't like either of them. So it don't make no difference to me. But it's gonna be funny. It's gonna be very funny.
Shout out to Matty, says says David Lynch used to sit next to him when we had season tickets at Sunderland for years before they got relegated. Not seen him there since. Danny Lynch says that you used to have season tickets at Sunderland.
Danny Lynch.
I remember when Matty was a Sunderland fan, actually. Good on there.
Red and white looks good on him.
He really tried to draw you out.
I was like, sitting next to Danny, I was like, where the fuck's Danny? I was thinking for someone from school or something.
Quick word on Man City as well. 1-0 up in the first leg of the Champions League quarter-final. Real in the semi-finals with City. Do we think we could see that? And who would we have? Let's say, for instance, Chelsea are out at this stage.
Yeah.
Even though they're...
Well, we need to score the first goal, but I personally don't think it's going to happen.
But let's just assume then it's Real and City in the semis. Who have you guys got for that?
Yeah, I guess City.
I mean, you have to
City's
say that, though.
Do you know what? You say City,
that,
but Real Madrid
City's,
are a
trust
little
me.
bit of a sticky one still.
Oh, it's not going to be an
Benzema's
easy
right now.
game.
Yeah,
Don't get us
Benzema
wrong.
right now is coming like a corrupt individual. He's
Benzema
just
is
very
mad how good he is at his
very
age.
motivated individual right now to captain that team.
Listen, them two headers against you lot were world-class headers.
He's a
Cannot
world-class
be
player.
understated.
He's a world-class player,
Incredible
Benzema.
headers, man.
Yeah,
He's literally one of the best strikers, if not in the world.
I think he's
now.
the best striker in the world. Period.
He's-
100%.
right now,
he's
he's
doing
probably
it.
the
He's
best.
doing
Him,
it
Kane
at the
and
biggest
Lewandowski.
stage as well. Like Harry Kane,
doing the Premier
cool.
League.
Lewandowski, top goal scorer in the Champions League. He's definitely up there with him. But I think when you look at Benzema's overall game, that's where he just edges it for me because he can do everything. He's so unselfish as well, and he provides for others. He's
And he's
incredible
been
at dropping
doing
deep.
this for
Since he was
over
at
10
Leon,
years.
Leon,
bro.
18 years old as a
2008,
kid.
15 years.
Yeah,
he's
15
changed.
years in the game.
I said over 10 years, isn't it? I hear it.
Yeah.
But I'm saying he joined Real Madrid in 2009.
Yeah.
That's we're talking what? That's
And he was
13
doing it at
years.
Leon.
And
Yeah.
what, 10 years of that, you're in shadows as well.
Yeah.
Baller at Leon.
That's the thing.
Well,
That's the thing.
yeah, but basically.
Didn't get the limelight when
'Cause at
obviously
first it was-
Ronaldo and that was there.
Even before Ronaldo, it was like him and
Higuain.
Higuain.
Kaká.
Kaká.
Yeah.
He joined in 09 as well, Kaká.
Yeah,
so
that was a
Benzema
massive
comes in
summer.
and then Kaká, and you're like, oh, cheers.
And it's like, yeah, he's just like, whatever I need to do for the team. You want me to score, I'll score goals. All right, you want me to assist? I'll supplement Ronaldo.
You want me to
want
be
me to
captain?
score again?
You want me to be captain? Say no more. I'll be
Ronaldo's
captain
gone, all
now.
right, I'll start scoring again. He ain't forgot. Like, the man is, and I guess obviously him being out of the French team as well,
Yeah.
kind of
Long-
put him in the
longevity.
not the longevity, but put him in the shadows. We didn't really focus on him because France is winning this, getting to finals without Benzema. Do they need him? The man brings a different level to anything that as good as Giroud has been, to anything that. Well, I'm not gonna shit on Mbappe, but he is just another level of striker that. Yeah.
I've just got to. I said City
Underrated.
before the start of the season, so I've got to stick with them now. I'm sticking with them to win the whole
win
thing.
the whole
Yeah, I
thing.
said it before.
God no.
I'd love
I
Real
said it
Madrid to
before
win.
before
I
the
think it's a
season.
Liverpool City final, man.
Please
I said
no.
that, and I think City. will
Don't
win.
tell me you're gonna do the Jamie Carragher.
I
This is
want-
the greatest ever English rivalry.
I
Don't
want-
say it.
we're gonna-
Don't
we're
say
gonna-
it.
trust
I
me.
want Bayern Munich if they get through to beat Liverpool, of course, and I
Of
want,
course we
and I
need
want
it.
Real Madrid to go and beat City.
We
It would be
need it.
beautiful because all of this hugs and kisses.
Yes.
No, you're the best manager. No, you're the best manager. No, you've got the best attacking fullback. No, Cancelo. And fuck all of that, man. I'm sick of this shitty rivalry.
it's
Bring it back
bullshit.
to the Arsenal
All right, listen.
versus Man
Let's
United.
not get
Rocky
a bit
versus
about this.
Vieira.
I want some
Bring it back to the
saffron
nitty
across the
gritty,
place, yeah?
specialist in failure remarks. Bring it back
Voyeur,
to
all of
this is
that.
what football's about. No hugs and kisses and all this shit. This is meant to be two teams that are playing the FA Cup semi-final, Champions League potentially, Premier League, and you're all hugging and doing each other's toenails and shit. What is
Because
this?
they're the best two teams that the Premier League's ever seen. in
Oh,
terms of
shut
points.
up! No! I don't want
You
to hear
shouted
it.
over me before I even
Get
finished.
me
What
out
I
of
said
it.
in terms of points. In the
You're
last
lapping
3
up.
seasons, since 2018, Man City 338 points, Liverpool 337 points. Those numbers have never been seen before
right.
across
Well,
3
City
seasons.
have won.
Respect me.
First of all,
What does that mean?
Respect
What
it.
does that mean?
It means the quality.
You're lapping
of
up this Jamie
hang
Carragher
on.
propaganda right
the
now.
quality of the rivalry is Liverpool Man City. If you want rivalry, pizzas, boots in faces.
yeah, but if Man City,
fights,
if Man
then
City,
yeah.
if Man City, if Man
Exactly
City,
what I want.
if Man City win this league, you guys have been the backup dancer to this rivalry, and I won't have it any
ain't
other
no
way.
rivalry.
You have been the side chick to this rivalry.
dancer.
You have been chatting up every
Respect
single Premier League
yourself.
title. You've been chatting up at the bar every Premier League title. Do you want to go out? How you feeling? Yeah, just pass me until French.
And
Every
then guess
time.
what? We're still out here winning Champions Leagues and whatnot.
And Man City got 0, so that's
I
not
said
a
it was-
rivalry there.
It was one
It's not a
Champions League, isn't
rivalry
it? It was one Champions League on the clock, isn't it? Why are you saying leagues? Why are you trying to add on? It's the same amount as Tuchel. Why are we doing this? It's the same amount as Tuchel. 1-1. It's 1-1 apiece. Why are we doing the leagues? You know Liverpool fans like to do this. They got 6, so they want to give them all to Klopp. It's disrespectful. That's what it is. It's
Listen, hopefully it's 2 by the end of the season. Hopefully. Right, thoughts on Joe Cole saying Trent is a better passer than Beckham, Neeks?
Bollocks.
Listen,
I don't think it's funny.
No, okay,
I
no.
actually don't think that's a funny statement.
It's funny
Joe Cole saying
because
you was twerking.
What did he say? He said,
he said
no, I
he's a
rate Joe Cole. He
and
said
a crosser.
better passer and crosser than Beckham.
But what's mad about that?
Well, he's not.
No, he's an incredible passer.
Because
and
he's
crosser.
not.
He is
He's
an
not
incredible
bad.
passer. But
I rate Trent highly. For me, he is the best fullback in the league. He's right back in the league anyway. Maybe fullback in general.
Yeah, maybe.
He's a generational talent. But
let's judge it at the end.
Yeah, that's
the way to fairly do it. But let's be honest, Beckham is the goat, isn't he? Beckham is the goat of crossing and free kicks and that.
You say judge at the end, but no, let's judge it now.
Oval, great.
Let's judge it now because Liverpool fans are giving him. I know Joe Cole's not a Liverpool fan, but Liverpool fans are giving him certain
He's played for
now.
Liverpool,
I know he did, but they're giving him.
He's part of the Stuart Dowd and Paul Konchesky era.
They're giving
Joe
him.
Cole just used to do this.
Andy Carroll era.
Bro, he just used to stand there. With his
Liverpool
arms
went on
his
this
hips,
mad tirade of just buying English players. Henderson, Konchesky, Nathaniel Klein, Lambert, Joe Cole, Downing, all these guys.
Stuart Downing.
Yeah, it was crazy. Lallana, all of these guys.
I don't know if some went by Irish or something like that. What? 50 games in England? Pay them back, bro.
Welsh, isn't it?
Listen,
Joe Cole is right, says Theo SG.
Trent's a brilliant passer and he's a brilliant crosser.
He is.
But listen, the passes and the crosses from deep that Beckham will put in. If you think that Trent's good, just go and look
I
at a couple
actually
of them.
think Gerrard's got a shout to be up there with Beckham in terms of passing as well.
Not crossing, maybe passing.
Bro, I've
but
seen
not
some
crossing.
disgusting
Not crossing.
crosses that Gerrard has put
Look
in.
at Beckham for Zidane.
For Michael Owen in that
Beckham for
5-year
Zidane.
period.
Beckham to Ronaldo over at Real Madrid.
Well,
Listen,
Farmers League. I'm joking.
those the man was the whip from deep that he was getting.
I hear it.
Unbelievable. Man's putting
hear it.
like free kick specialist. We know, and Trent's a very good free kick taker. He ain't Beckham on free kicks. He's not Beckham on free kicks.
Nobody was Beckham on free
Beckham
kicks.
was playing both
Prowse
central
is
midfield
maybe
at
the
times
closest one.
and right mid. Trent playing right back.
Beckham didn't play right mid. Right back.
No, I said he plays centre mid and right mid. He played centre mid in the Champions League final,
when he
for
was
example.
that number 10 for United, not actually number 10, but when he had number 10 on, he used to play.
Goal
centre
at the Emirates!
Go, Gabriel Martinelli, the Brazilian star boy, just before the end of the first half. What a time to score, worst time to concede. Cuts in, oh my goodness me, look at this quick feet on the edge of the box. He still retains the ball.
such a baller.
He is a baller, this
He's
guy.
such
I'm
a
not being
baller.
funny.
Look at him.
How is he
He's so-
that is unbelievable.
He's nasty with it.
Ball comes in. Heads and it looks
we're
like it might be a
ragging
goal
him
from a
He's-
corner.
he's
Cucurella
cold.
heads it out.
He's cold.
2 minutes out of time.
You can tell he's Brazilian, isn't it? And he's a real Brazilian, not some of the fake ones
Doesn't
that we've been
lose the
given in
ball
this
like
league.
Fred rarely loses the ball.
Careful. Careful.
Joe Linton.
Take it easy, gentlemen. Right?
Lucas Leiva, you know,
Lucas Leiva.
Player of the Year in 2011.
Yeah, it's been long.
Right, we're just gonna see
He
the
was a
Arsenal
Bolton
goal
as well, wasn't he,
shortly.
Martinelli? What did they pay there? Wasn't it like 7 million or something? They paid
Oh,
for
so
Martinelli?
cheap. Yeah, 7 million for Martinelli. Yeah,
Crazy.
Probably
that,
saved
like.
the club that they bought him
Right
from.
on stoppage time as well, that for Arsenal.
And
Maybe a back post tapping, I think.
oh, it's a header.
all
He
over
rises
the- it's all
above
over
the
the
other
shot.
defenders and heads it down, and it's a big
Why
celebration
is he
from
not a
himself.
consistent starter
Running
then?
over to the bench. Who's he going to go and hug?
Arteta.
We're watching it now. Is it Arteta he's going to hug?
No.
No.
No, I think it's the physio.
Why
it's
is he
the
not a
physio.
consistent starter? I need Arsenal fans to explain this to me. Why do I sometimes
In
see
number
him
9
on the
position
bench?
as well.
Yeah, why do I see
I
him on
think
the
he should be
bench
there.
and I see everybody else starting but not him sometimes? I
Yeah,
don't
it's
get
mad.
it. I think he's one of your most talented players.
There you go then.
he's
Arsenal
young.
1, Brighton and Hove Albion 1 at half time. Southampton 0, Chelsea 4 at half time. What a half that is, by the way.
Lovely job.
I think that might be, it's got to be up there in terms of the most goals scored in one half. Maybe, again, as we said, that could have been 6-0 or 7-0 in the
Need
first
8.
half.
I want minimum 6 or 7 or 8
Unbelievable.
in this
Yeah,
game.
Timo Werner could have a hat trick already.
Yeah, he could have 100%.
Beckham redefined passing and crossing in English football. It wasn't just the accuracy, it was the technique as well. Beckham had the free kicks and crossing. His passing was all right. Defensively, James is better. Attacking wise, Trent, says Matt W. Right, let's get into a clip from yesterday's Best of Enemies. This was a belter. Robbie and Expressions, as you know, going back and forth, giving it this and that.
Benzema, Kane or Lewandowski? Okay, boom. Let me tell you this, yeah? Like, because I support Tottenham, I have bias in it. 100%. I'll have bias, blood. 100% I'll have bias, yeah? And I'll always like I always said that Lewandowski was the only one that could chat to Kane in. I didn't really respect Benzema enough, yeah. But that's because remember,
35 goals
he was
he scored
always
this
in Ronaldo's shadow. He was always in someone else's shadow. But you see now, he's the man. You're starting to see Karim Benzema, fam. Do you know them way there? Man have to put respect on his name, bruv. Obviously, what he did against Chelsea, don't get me wrong, I've seen Harry Kane do that. Not against Chelsea. but I've seen him do
Wicked hat-trick. Wicked hat-trick.
But Benzema is just, he's levels,
cold.
fam. He's levels.
That first header.
Mercedes Benzema.
The second header, and then on the last, I don't know what Mendy was doing on the last one, but
bro, he was dragging that name further through the mud. That's what he was. That's what he was doing.
Well, that was a great hat trick. But I want to ask people out there: Benzema, Harry Kane, or Lewandowski? Which one of those?
Yeah, that's a
best
good
striker
question.
in the world right now. Who's going to win that game? The big one, big one for the weekend. Man City, Liverpool, the decider. To me, well, a lot of people are saying it's a decider. I don't think it is.
Yeah.
But it's going to go a long way to telling us who's going to win the title. City a point above.
Where was Salah in their last game, by the way? Was he injured?
Salah's been missing for a few weeks, He's been playing poorly.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, he's not been great. But listen, they've still got Jota, they've still got... Liverpool got a wicked squad right now. That game is as evenly matched as you could possibly think of.
No, 100%.
Both teams won in the Champions League during the week. Who's going to win it? Is that the Etihad?
I think City might win, or it might be a draw. I don't know. I'm not writing off Liverpool. I'm not saying that.
It's a hard game to call.
I'm not saying that I don't think Liverpool will win the league, but I think this one game, do you know what I mean? I think this one game, I think City might edge it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm kind of with
Especially
you.
being at the Etihad as well.
I'm kind of with you because it's at the Etihad.
Yeah.
If it's at Anfield, I'd go Liverpool. Because remember when they played earlier on in the season, what a game. And that was, that was a draw.
I'm pretty sure like it ain't going to be much distractions in that because I know for a fact that lasers can't be used from holograms. And you know what I mean? How's a hologram going to shoot a laser? Black?
Funny enough,
Robbie and Expressions discussing their picks for the best striker in the world. Is it Kane, Benzema, or Lewandowski? Amazing episode that. Go back and watch that when you get the time. But massive news at the Emirates. Matty, what on earth has just happened?
Sorry, Arsenal fans, but it is still 1-0 to Brighton. Goal ruled out there. Martinelli went to VAR. The VAR check is complete. The half-time whistle is gone. It is Arsenal 0, Brighton 1.
Great news. Great news.
Do you know what? It was the men's show for Ben to come on last week, wasn't it?
It was
Ben
actually.
should have been on
I
this
watched a
week.
boring game for his side last week, didn't he? At home to Watford, was it? Or Leeds?
Yeah.
Damn, I can't wait to watch back AFTV live stream to see them celebrate.
And I know we haven't spoken much about Watford Leeds, but if that stays the same, Watford are done. Like,
Oh, yeah.
you
Yeah,
cannot
last
lose.
chance to lose, last
You
chance to
cannot
lose.
lose at home to Leeds.
They've been done.
And
don't think
still
that-
stay in this league. I'm afraid. It's
I
a
think
wrap.
if they win today, they've still got a little bit of a fighting chance, but if they lose, then they're out of here. Like,
Yeah.
they're out of here.
100%.
Need to get Roy Hodgson in midfield with them through balls. You see that in training? He's not an assist.
Yes, it was a lovely
about it,
outside boot pass, wasn't it? Yeah, behind the defensive
Big
line.
up to CH, who says, why does my man say goal and not goal?
Who?
Northern thing, mate. Accent. Sorry about that.
Goal.
Goal, man!
Sounds like
Goal! That's W Matty on the commentary. You was doing commentary, wasn't you?
Mate, doing commentary for women's football at the minute. Enjoying it, mate.
Good
Enjoying
stuff.
it. Good
Wonderful.
stuff.
Lovely to see.
Love to see it. AGT, get on these bummy clubs getting on Liverpool. We made this league competitive, says Ali. Hey,
It's about bloody time. Where were you for 20, 30 years? Bloody yeah.
Oh, is that a Liverpool fan?
Yeah, Liverpool fan.
The audacity. Can you imagine the audacity?
Sleeping for 25
For
years.
30 years, they did nothing to contribute to help us take these titles off of Man United, and now suddenly, we're back helping you.
One league, you know.
You're helping us against a team that we don't even really care about in Man City.
Get him, man.
Where were you when
Pep
Ferguson was here?
himself has come out and said they make us better. So
Where were
if
you
you're
guys
saying
when
he's
Ferguson
the
was
goat,
in town?
Oh, I'm not saying he's the goat, so that's good
a
then.
couple times.
Yeah, but we needed some help, man. Where the hell were you lot?
Alright, you weren't there for long either. Let's have it right.
Liverpool slept until
You're
2009.
sleeping
No, wait, but
nuts.
then, until 2009 when they
You've been
thought,
asleep for 5
Man
years.
United are going to catch us on 19. They finally had to put in a little title race with Benitez until the fats ran. And then they went to sleep again for another 5 years. And we got Suarez. Then went to sleep again. And they
When are you
finally
going to
won
wake
it.
up though?
Hopefully before 30 years.
You might have another
Hopefully
10
before
years.
30 years.
You might not, you know. Don't.
Seriously,
Yeah, you might not. It might be 30
coming up
years.
to 10 now.
It's coming up to 10.
We had 26 before Fergie. So Man United fans have been through it at points. I ain't been through it yet. But as long as it ain't 30,
10 years,
as
though,
long
it's
as it
coming
ain't
up.
30.
10 years. 10 year
30 is
anniversary.
your
What are you guys
number.
going to do for the anniversary? Anything planned?
Knock down Old Trafford.
Phil Jones' testimonial. That will
100%.
sum it up perfectly.
Fix the leaks,
You
maybe.
never know. Might win it next year.
Fix the
Old
leaky
Trafford,
roof. Never
Cold
know.
Trafford.
We're going to win it to celebrate our 10 years anniversary.
What are you going to win?
When is that? Next
The
year?
league.
What, the Reserve League?
The League Cup.
Is that not next year?
Oh, the League Cup.
The League Cup. There we go.
Yeah,
There we
next
go.
year, next year.
Love to see it.
Bloody
We saw Robbie and
Conference
Expressions both predict a City win tomorrow. As we know, the biggest game in the Premier League this season, Liverpool versus Manchester United, or Manchester United, I should say.
Easy.
Manchester City.
Not anymore.
They've fully got in your head.
He's got in your head. You're right. He knows what it is.
Fake rivalry.
Again, time to speak
Handshakes and
about that. Let's get your predictions for that one then. Massive game. I'll be on the stream tomorrow with Doyle.
Looking
It'd
forward
be
to that
great to
stream.
be back with him actually. I can't call it splinters. I'm
Yeah.
sitting on the fence on this one. I genuinely can't
it
call
is.
this.
It is quite impossible to call. I mean, Robbie next going with City. It's tempted for me to just go down the middle with a draw because it's that hard to call.
That's the safe bet, isn't
But I
it?
think I don't play it safe. I'm actually going to go for Liverpool to win it. You know.
Say that.
Sneaky,
man.
sneaky
Put that
2-1.
in the atmosphere.
Manifestation.
Shiver me timbers, eh?
I've got no
God
connection.
damn.
You just wanted to be one oil-rich club in the entire day. That's what it is. That's not your game,
Matty,
man.
I'm telling you, Matty, the money came and suddenly money came from Matty. Suddenly, for me as a Matt, my money's gone. Something's not making sense.
That's the song they play actually when you get in from the train in London into Newcastle now. This is a big rich town.
Baby, I just come from the Robert's
I'm just walking off the train station like that. Well, it's going to be a big game, though. I think it'll be a close game, but I don't know, man. Maybe 2-1 Liverpool.
Whoever wins is going to win the title.
Would you take a draw?
No.
You wouldn't take a draw?
They need to win.
I think
No,
we
they
can
need to
win, but I think there's as every chance that we can win that we could lose the game as well.
Yeah.
But I genuinely, this isn't going to be a 3-1, a 4-2. This is like last minute winner settings.
City will take a draw.
I genuinely don't see.
You think City will
if you
take a
look at
draw?
Klopp and Pep's record, they've played each other. Let me do the maths. Basically, they've both won 8 games each, and they've drawn 6 games.
Is that
Overall
at Liverpool,
record.
Man City, or
Total,
across the
total.
total?
So you can't even split them.
Yeah.
That's identical as well.
Yeah.
Two bad,
I think it could
two
be
bad managers.
Could be like someone off the bench, innit? Someone off the bench
Two
with a late
bad
goal.
managers.
Someone off the bench
Yeah.
with a late goal.
Could be.
I think-
Don't mention
Do you know what?
Origi.
It's written for Divock Origi to come on
man's
and
finished.
score at the last minute.
Liverpool have to win because you don't want to be behind City any longer.
No.
Once you
This
play
is the
them,
point where you
that's-
overtake now.
Yeah, you have to overtake them. Whereas
This
City,
is like the
if they
last
draw,
lap,
they can
goes
keep
for
it
the
moving.
jugular. Yeah.
City keep
I'm going City because I need City to win. Liverpool can't win another title.
This is the old equation for you. If it's like having
They will equal you,
a choice
isn't
of 2 blokes to take your bird, City or Liverpool.
They're the one that I don't know.
Well, I'm pretty sure you know.
You definitely know. It's only around the corner.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna be like
Your neighbour.
You want your brother,
Your
or
neighbour
your
taking your bird.
your brother or your neighbour. Your neighbour can have it. Neighbour can have it.
Wow.
Objectification.
Wow.
The win.
No, honestly, it must be an absolute nightmare for United fans to pick a winner of this game, the league.
Position to be.
Shocking.
You see the real problem?
Wonderful
I'm
finish
not
from
even
Trossard.
thinking about this season in and of itself. I'm thinking next year because let's say City win it this year. Next season, either Liverpool will equal us, or City will go 3 in a row. And Man United is the only team to do 3
How
in a
about
row
this for you?
twice.
Or we win it this year, and next year, and we overtake you.
Oh no, but listen, at this rate you're going to overtake us anyway.
Good.
But it's just like
Facts.
If you win it this year, if you win it this year, you're level with us. You go past us.
Long
I mean,
day.
it is what it is. What it is. It's happened.
Matter of time, isn't it?
So exactly.
Perch
But
business.
Is that really an it is moment?
No,
Because
because-
let's break this down. If Liverpool overtake you on league titles, they've already got double the Champions League titles. You will officially lose your status or even conversation for biggest club in England.
No, but they've already lost that
Well, I don't think we
conversation.
have. But
Oh, see, this is why I
Let's
but
play with the stats here and the numbers. We won more trophies, major honours than you.
But again, you're playing with the numbers because what's a major honour and what's not.
No, but either way you look at it,
No, if
major
you
or
look at
not.
all trophies, where I think we're having.
Mate, either way, we've won 4
Matty,
more
you see what
trophies
I've
than
done?
you, bro.
No,
Have you not
no.
seen like the DR post when we won the Carabao Cup? Liverpool officially, should subscribe and follow the channel, mate.
I know
Well,
I'll
that's
start a little
something,
debate there.
The point is, between now and next season, whatever records we had are either going to be equaled all broken by either Man City
What
or
records
Liverpool.
have you still got though?
I'm talking about in terms of we're the only team to win 3 in a row. We're the only team. Well, we've won 20. So between now and this next season, they're all going.
The
Ten
treble.
Hag, you need Ten Hag to come do something
So
quick.
well, that's why I needed Chelsea to come through this year.
Why?
I needed Chelsea to
What,
come
for
through
us to
this
win
year
the champs?
to win the Premier League.
Oh.
I needed you lot to come through and you
Because
let me
if we
down.
were to win the champs, we'd equal you as well. But that's not.
Oh, yeah, that's
probably
what
not
that's
gonna
happening,
happen,
so-
Little man numbers then.
Didn't
But,
I know?
talk to me about.
Free is actually very good, Alex. Just because your
Free's
team's
respectful, bro,
some
but you
sort
haven't
of,
got
I don't
Free
know what's going on with your team there
Well,
when it comes to the Champions League.
Chelsea
That's
only
what's
win it
going
when
on.
they're bad. When Chelsea are a bad team, that's when they win it. And you're not waiting to the
we're not
season.
great now, so
you're
where's-
not, but
where
you
is
were
it?
worse last year. So
No, I'd say we're actually worse this year because we got Lukaku, who's made us worse in attack. Saul Niguez has made no difference to our midfield, and the Asian players that were leading us to glory last year, in Kante, Jorginho, etc., and Silva, they're 1 year older, so a little decline. So if anything, we're worse this year.
What did you think of Thiago Silva's wife defending him?
I
last
thought it was
week?
brilliant.
She could have
Everybody
done a
wants
better
a
job
wife like that.
defending
That is wifey
against
material.
Real Madrid. She should have been playing.
That's wifey material, and now she has to defend the whole backline. Like, it's brilliant.
Thiago is, how do you say 37? 37. Okay, it's defender good. It's not Italian.
No,
to
but
be fair.
everybody
It's not good too, so sometimes it's a good,
sometimes it's
it's
maybe cheap. No, but everybody wants a wife
Great
like
show
that, so
today.
it's wonderful. That was wonderful play from Timo Werner to dribble past all those players and then Havertz taps
Doesn't
it in
look past,
to
he's
the
not
open
even
goal.
celebrating in
But
the
Timo, yeah,
slightest.
because Timo Werner, he's done out.
Second
He knows
Barca
he's
celebrating early.
leaving. He knows he's leaving, and he's just having a nice day out. It's like the away supporters.
It's like when Torres used to score for Chelsea.
Ah,
Forget how to
he's
celebrate.
like,
well, I
Like
think he
just-
celebrated the Champions League quite well, to be fair.
Oh, okay, fair
Yeah.
enough. Fair enough.
He didn't actually win much at Liverpool.
great
did he?
finish.
No, he
Straight
didn't.
by
He
Rafinha.
didn't win anything.
No, he didn't.
Great
It's so
goal from
shocking that he didn't
Rafinha.
win anything
That's
at
a really
Liverpool.
nice kit, actually, that Leeds
The
have
Leeds
got.
got,
It's
yeah.
by
like
the
the
way.
Manchester
that.
United
It's
dream
like
team.
Celta Vigo.
Dream
It's
team.
wonderful.
If you're
You
onto
ever
the
watched that?
Celta Vigo kit, it is like Dream
I was
Team.
wondering
actually.
if
Sky
Rafinha
One.
was going to turn up in the relegation battle. but
Manchester
he didn't.
United.
Do you remember?
a
Oh
little
my
big
days! What was that show? Football show? Brentford Rejects.
No, I
on
didn't know.
Nickelodeon.
I didn't watch that.
Please
Nickelodeon
tell
on
me
a
you
football show?
remember Brentford
I went there
Rejects,
for
bro.
SpongeBob.
John
What did you
Terry
go
was
there
on there one time. He had a cameo in it. Guys,
I went there for what was it?
please,
Drake
if
and
there's
Josh.
anyone,
That's
you're
the
Drake
one.
and Josh.
Keenan
Sam.
and
If there's
Keenan
anyone in the
Kel.
comments that remembers Brentford Rejects, please. Guys, type it in as well because I feel like you would remember it.
I went to
growing up.
Nickelodeon for SpongeBob and
Keenan
Fairy
and Kel.
Odd.
She didn't stay for Brentford, no.
Sister.
Wow.
Fairy Odd Parents.
That's
and I
This was
clocked
like
out
the
after
Saved
that.
by the Bell era as well. I'm
Oh,
talking about
tremendous.
early days. But Brentford Rejects, potentially my favourite football show of all time, apart from this one, obviously. AGT Van Dijk last minute header company settings. Love to see it.
No, I've never
Neeks
seen
is
that.
a Neek, says
Yes,
Charanko.
yes, I am.
Love to see that as well. Brentford Rejects was an OG show. Thank you, says Ngoni.
I watched
Big up,
Dream
big up.
Team and those kind of.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that
what I was
was
talking
a
about.
big
What's the other
Sky
one?
One, I think.
Footballers' Wives.
Footballers'
Big
Wives.
show, man. Wow, do you remember Jason Bent as well? He was class.
Yeah,
He was
big
class.
show, man. Big
They
show.
played in purple
Jason
kits. They
Bent.
did.
Yeah.
They did play in purple kits, man. That's the guy from EastEnders, Gus. Remember him?
Yeah.
We've had a lot of
Mo
Gus's
George,
on the
his
show
name is.
today.
That's Ella.
But there you go, Brentford Rejects. Do you
Oh,
not
that's-
remember this
that's
show,
Gus
bro?
there.
I do
That's
not
Gus,
remember
bro.
that.
This is early Gus.
Did this get good
This
views?
is
Viewing
sick.
figures?
You know that girl on the left?
Did she act in Hollyoaks?
I told you how sick this show was, and one time John Terry was on it as well. Actually, yeah, it's like a
Don't
little
remember this
cameo when he
at
was
all.
coming through. See,
What
these
time
man
was this
don't
on?
know football
Early morning?
rugby.
Before
This was-
school?
I don't know.
No, probably not.
Because some of the timing for these shows was never good, you know.
I was watching.
that was
I mean,
a
they
really
used to
show,
put they
man.
used to put some Nickelodeon shows
Martin
back on
Keown
the
on
back
there as
burner.
well?
at
Martin
like
Keown
10:30.
was on it as well,
Little
bro. I'm
guest
telling
appearance
you.
by
What's it?
Big Mo.
1998. So I was 4. So I was watching this when I was 4.
When did the show
I
stop
was,
airing?
I was 7.
'Cause I was born in
I think it
97.
only had one season. to be
Oh,
fair.
I was born in 97.
No, 2001. It was 2001. 3 seasons. Three seasons. It was a pilot. You had some big names in it, mate. James Corden was in it.
That's how you start your career.
That's
James.
it. It was
It
Razor.
all starts somewhere.
Look,
You're taking the piss.
Jim Rosenthal was in it as well.
Yeah.
Legend.
Never made it out of the
Lucy
90s.
Punch. 3 series. Made it out to 2001. It's not too bad. I take it. But yeah, big up to all the fans of
Before
Brentford
I was
Rejects.
97, so
110%
hit
Ben.
me.
Yes, great show as well. There was a CD. Oh, who remembers this one? Sporties, Michael Owen.
No.
When he
Again,
died.
not, and I wouldn't be watching.
So
them right now.
basically, again, early. Well, no, it was late. It was 97, I'd say. Do you remember this, Cass? The Owen show back in the day in the 90s, where he used to look at a poster. This boy used to look at a poster on the wall of Michael Owen, and then Michael Owen comes into real life and in his bedroom. A bit weird, actually.
Making all in bedrooms.
Going to a young boy's bedroom. But it was a good show. And then on the back of that, he had his cereal. Do you remember them? The Sporties.
Nah.
See, this again, my football knowledge is proceeding and is superior to all of these people on this show.
I remember that
The
cereal.
Sporties,
Never
bro.
had it in the house, but I
Great
remember it.
cereals,
This is
man.
the clip though, isn't it, when he was banging goals against the
Yeah,
10-year-old.
well done, he's 13.
Aye.
Yeah, Michael Owen Sporty cereals. If you remember
At the Forest
any
Ground or
other
something.
athletes crossover with cereals, let us know in the comments.
Surely Beckham's got
Kevin
some cereal,
Keegan with
hasn't he?
Sugar Puffs. Remember that?
I was only buying.
Kevin Keegan and Sugar Puffs.
Wow,
The Honey
I
Monster.
did not know that.
Kevin Keegan and the
I
Honey
was
Monster.
only buying a cereal to get the championship manager demo disc out of the
Wow.
front.
Yes,
Mate.
I remember. I'm pretty sure Ryan Giggs had his own kind of game as well that you get on like a free CD at the back of some. Unbelievable, man. Wayne Rooney, Street Striker.
That sounds
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
Actually.
I remember that.
Do you know
Street
what?
Striker was good.
My
I like
mate,
that, actually.
Travis actually got to the final of that.
Okay.
Do you know Travis? Chelsea fan as well.
Travis.
Travis Beckford. He's actually Jermaine Beckford's bro as well.
No,
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He got to the final of this.
Oh, I didn't
Shout
know
out
that.
to Travis, man. I was actually chatting to him yesterday.
He says Travis Scott.
Street Striker. No,
Your
not
boy,
Travis
your
Scott.
boy Doyle will be good on Street Striker, wouldn't he?
Yeah. A bit before Doyle's time, unfortunately.
Get it rebranded, mate.
But
Bring it
yeah,
back.
my boy Travis got to the final of that, man.
Oh,
It was
okay.
wicked.
I remember watching this on Sky
2008.
One, man.
Some of the Gene/Astro combos on this show. Look at
Total
this.
Neutrinos.
Look at this.
Yeah,
Scroll down
I had
Total
Rubies on
90.
the red
Yeah.
ones.
It's
Yeah.
the seven.
Yeah.
It's the 7/8.
Those were the days right there. Total 90.
It's the 7/8 3/4 lengths
Nah,
for me.
those
The
Total
7/8.
Neutrinos.
Yeah.
Total 90
Those
was
trainers,
the
man,
one.
made you
Look,
feel
Astros and
Yeah.
jeans.
Yeah.
That is a howler.
That was the look.
It was the look. It was the look.
The
It was the
Velcros.
look.
The
Oh, the
Adidas
Velcros.
Velcros.
It was the
Shocker.
look.
Those laser ones actually potentially the best boots of all time. In the background, the white and black ones there. Unbelievable boots. Let us know what other
Predators,
football
Predators.
leagues-
Do you remember what was it?
84
Nike's
onwards.
Mercurials?
Yeah,
Mercurials.
they've gone
Yeah,
down.
yeah.
I had those
They've gone
champagne
downhill
Predators,
now.
man. The
Yeah.
champagne ones.
Dream Team, do you remember that? Dream Team purple kit.
Yeah,
Again.
yeah.
This is how the
we saw
conversation all started.
Do you know it's half time, so we might as well carry on talking about football. Yeah, some great shows. Soccer AM obviously still about. Massive fan of it, even still. Watched it on the train
You
down
been on
this
Soccer AM
morning.
yet? One day? Get the call up?
I have actually
been
been
on
and
it?
seen it and met the guys on that, and I had a shot against Jimmy Bullard in goal after, and it missed the top bins by this much, bro. But listen, start off on the Saturday football show, move up to Soccer AM. That's my plan. I'm joking, of course. No, seriously, give me that. I'm joking. If Michael Owen's personality was a cereal, it would be Weetabix without milk. That is dry.
That is taking the piss right there.
Dry.
Just make
No
those
dry.
Wow.
No
I mean,
fruit.
yes, he is dry.
No fruit in there, nothing.
Do you
Just
know
nothing,
what?
man.
My mum actually met Michael Owen once at an event, and this was like 2008. He was at Newcastle, and she said, "When are you coming back to Newcastle, Michael?" And he went. He was signing the football for her, and he went, "You've got to pay for quality."
you got to pay for quality.
How Michael Owen is that answer as well?
so,
Though?
so
There was actually a show called in the late 80s. There was a show called Sully. And he was playing
Top
Kenny
Boy, Top Boy.
Dalglish.
That's how he started,
Not
didn't he?
that. No, Scully.
So he
It was Scully.
Oh, Scully.
It was
X-Files.
Scully. Get up Scully on the screen there. He basically played.
Another goal!
striker.
Mary!
Hey, Timo
He's on course for a
Werner
hat-trick.
pushing up his P and his price for the Bundesliga clubs in the summer with this
gone up to
brace.
20 mil
Clip
now.
this shit and send it in a A4 package to Dortmund when
Wow.
they replace Erling Haaland.
So he scores 2 and
what
you
he's
don't
doing?
want him.
Yeah.
Yes, because I'm not a prisoner of the moment. But yeah, absolutely fantastic. Hopefully we get to see the goal in a second. But Timo Werner makes it 5. Southampton
Werner.
have started the second half. How they finished the first, awfully.
But they haven't started either half, have they really? Haven't started the game.
Chelsea.
I don't think
Unbelievable.
Southampton
5-0
are
up.
interested in this match
49
at all.
minutes.
Timo Werner has trebled his goal tally in the league.
That's
this
what I'm
season,
saying.
in this
Do you
game.
see what I'm saying?
He had
And
1
he
in
missed from
16.
4 yards.
One.
And he missed from 4
He
yards.
had 1 in 16. He's trebled it today.
Because I was
Should've had a
about
hat-trick,
to
because he missed
say,
the
And he should have had
has he
another
got
as
more
well.
goals
He's
than
hit the
Lukaku?
crossbar.
No, but he hasn't.
No, he hasn't.
Because
No,
he's
no,
only got 5.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Bro, none of our players this
Goal.
season are in double digits in the Premier League.
That is
Mason Mount's
madness.
top on 9. It is embarrassing. Last season, Jorginho was top scorer on penalties.
Yeah, I remember that.
This
I remember
attack,
that.
we will not forgive you. We will not forget.
Werner has never scored 2 goals in a game, apparently, says Theo SG.
Lord of mercy.
For Chelsea or in ever? It must be for Chelsea.
Maybe ever. No, he must have scored a hat-trick for Leipzig, surely.
Leipzig, he was scoring 4-4 a week, wasn't he?
Big up to Vineeth, who says, Owen made me love Liverpool, but now I hate him the most. I guess Liverpool fans, most of us would agree with that too. I mean, everyone would agree with that. Yeah. I don't think this is the real Saeed, to be honest, but someone who claims to be Saeed is saying, sorry for saying this, Alex, but congratulations on the quadruple. The real Saeed would never say that. AGT and the panel, dream summer transfer window. Chelsea attack is for the streets, bro, says Duck. Werner scored 2 goals against Southampton last season at home, so that stat is a lie, according to Abdul. Timo has scored twice in 1 game before in his first season. Yeah, that's true. Arsenal look like they've just got a free kick. Or is that from Laconga? It looks like they have got the free kick on the edge of the box. Brighton players not happy with that decision. But of course, Brighton have won here before in 2020ty, so could be
is it
history
the last time they won in April or something like that? You said that was a stat, isn't it?
Yeah, the stat we said earlier. Yeah,
Or the
last team to win there at 3 o'clock on a Saturday. Yeah,
that is mad.
Mental stat. Celtic 4-0 up now. Millwall 2, Barnsley 1 in the Championship. Rafinha with the 10th goal of the season, obviously scoring earlier for Leeds away at Watford. He's definitely off in the summer, there's no doubt about that. I think there's some rumours that he's already agreed to deal with Barcelona, Rafinha. But look at this, edge of the box here for Arsenal. It looks like I can't really tell. Maybe Saka. Maybe Saka.
Getting his instep
There's Erdegaard, there's Lacazette, and there's
Cedric.
I think this
Cedric looks like he's stepping up to take this, by the way.
Time to shine.
It suits the right foot, I can't lie.
Cedric. It looks like it is going to be Cedric.
I bet you Lacazette puts it wide.
And that's awful. Hits the wall.
What's Cedric?
And it's a corner. Or is it not a corner?
Cedric took it.
That'll be the last free kick.
I've never seen him take a free kick before in my life.
No.
That'll be the first and last.
That is going to be spoken about on FTV if they don't win. That is awful.
You have a couple good ones in training, and then you manage to get one in the match, and it doesn't go very well.
Interesting. DR Sport is miles better than TalkSport that relies on Jamie O'Hara for viewers. Interesting from Danny Lynch there. I'm an Arsenal fan, says Ice G. Knew we would fail against Palace and Brighton, but we will beat United and Chelsea. Typical. Well, it hasn't happened yet.
I know, but typical.
Hasn't happened yet. You can't say that.
Knowing Man United, we lose to Everton, we draw with Leicester, and then we're going to beat Arsenal.
In the Bundesliga, Lewandowski scores a penalty in the 82nd minute. Bayern Munich 1, Augsburg 0. Do you know what? That's not convincing from Munich again at home. They've just lost to Villarreal.
Drew Salzburg in the first leg.
And they drew Salzburg as well. Yeah. So listen, not the best run of form here for Munich. Stevenage 2-0 up away at Colchester. But the Arsenal Brentford Brighton game looks like it's heating up a bit. A yellow card for Saka. Yellow card for Saka for diving. David Coote, the referee there.
He knew he dived as well. Look, he's not.
That should make a good little Twitter conversation. Saka diving.
That's
that's poor. That's poor. Tom Daly would be proud.
Wow.
Shameful. Shameful Saka.
Absolutely shocking. Where'd you learn that from? Harry Kane? Shocking.
Perez being on the training ground recently.
Perez loved the little dive, didn't he?
So did Ashley Young as well.
Oh my goodness me.
Mason Mount, can we get this game on? Because this is the entertaining game, not the one at the Emirates, the one that's happened at St Mary's. It's an absolute crucifying for the Saints. 6-0, and it's a beautiful day. Mason Mount has scored again. He has responded to his haters and his doubters in this fixture, and hopefully he continues to keep talking against Real Madrid in midweek, because that's where we really actually could do with some goals. But 6-0, and the Saints are on the beach.
Well and truly.
They really don't care.
We joked about it.
This could be 9-0. Like you said, it could actually be 9-0.
To say they're
really
on course again to be the first Premier League team to lose 9-0 3 times.
Yeah, they don't care.
You didn't say all of that.
First off, said all of that.
But can I make a wider point here? Because obviously this is hilarious from a Chelsea perspective, but is Hassan is this kind of dampening his...
Also finish.
It is because they've just totally switched off.
But how many times is he going to get peppered? Like, is it capitulations under him? They happen a little bit too often. It
is worrying.
It's like you can lose a game comfortably, but you don't have to lose 6-0. Like, change your tactics. Go into a low block.
Yeah.
Do something. You shouldn't be losing Premier League games 9-0. You're not Derby County with Robbie Savage. You're not. You are actually a decent team. So for them to be losing 6-0, and we haven't even reached the hour mark, it's a bit It's a bit troubling. I'm
That is
actually worried for them
mental.
now.
And the thing is, it's like, yeah, at different points when they've lost, it's like, all right, the season's done. Their season's finished. When they lost to us last season, yeah, the season was over. The Leicester one was very early in the season, and they had to come back from it. So that kind of showed a bit of fight to actually come back from it. But just because you're on the beach, you can be on the beach and not lose 9 or not
exactly.
lose 6-0 down after an hour.
But it seems for them there's no in between. You
Yeah.
either put out an amazing
No, it's
performance
not.
or you lose 9-0.
Yeah. I mean, when you've conceded 3 goals in the opening 20 minutes, you probably think, right, we should probably try and shut up shop a little bit, close things down a little bit. And they've just continued to be wide open. Defence has been split time and time again.
like
I mean, Fraser Forster, what on earth is he doing there on the deck? And they've just completely
Leeds on the
crumbled.
Bielsa, it's like,
Unbelievable that result. Well, still going on. Big goal in Scotland. Falkirk 0. Cove Rangers 1. Jason's brother Harry Milne has scored away.
I was like, what?
For Cove Rangers, I'm only messing. But Mason Mount only 54 minutes in and they're 6-0 up. They are on course to maybe even go past 9, maybe.
Double
if we're
digits.
honest. Blue Moon Rising with a super chat. Real Madrid 5, Chelsea 0 on Tuesday night. What? Just something to bring you back down.
Can I
Don't
just
forget what was happening on Tuesday.
Can I just enjoy the moment?
No,
please?
well, I won't let you have
Impossible.
that.
Like, what's with all this? What's with
You
all
didn't
this?
come here to enjoy the moment.
Super chat, have to read it out, as you know.
Sorry,
the
what
rules.
was it even?
Real Madrid 5, Chelsea 0. That's what he reckons the
And
score's
who's
going to
that?
be.
Who's
It's
he
a Man
support?
City fan.
Well, listen, when you win the Champions League, you come and talk to me. Because at the end of the day,
Okay.
we are responsible.
Valid.
We are responsible for the worst night in your history in Porto last year. So a little bit of respect for your sugar daddies, right? you learn from us, right? So a little bit of respect is needed. And they may have Real Madrid next. So don't count your chickens too early. Yeah?
Real Madrid
true,
going to
very true.
Southampton, Chelsea on
If they're
Tuesday,
lucky.
says Chucha.
I really wish we could play Southampton every week. I mean, this is wonderful. It's a lovely day. The sun's shining. Do you know what I'm saying? The defence is no longer operating.
MZ Forever actually goes back to a point you mentioned. Hassan Hutel always gets praised but has never done anything special and gets rinsed at least once a year.
Sometimes twice a year, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Maybe this is just his thing to bring the goal difference down. I don't know what it is. Like,
I think he's struggling to motivate the
His
players,
thing.
man. And he when there's nothing to play for.
but why is he not changing?
on his
Why is he
CV,
not
this is my
changing?
thing.
Why is he
Make
not
us
changing the
lose. Not
tactics?
10-0, but
Why is he
9-0,
not changing the
Additional
tactics?
skills can take a good battering
But that's just your
twice a
job.
year.
It's like in the
What
office
job is
when he
he applying
goes
for?
special skills. He goes weaknesses, asthma.
He just does this to
What
get
was this, sir?
In the
reinforcements
office,
in the summer.
he goes, "What are your weaknesses? You've put asthma. That's just strengths, finances, but that's just your job." Moving like Roy Keane. Big goal for Tranmere at home to Bristol Rovers. Kane Hemmings for the side in the Wirral. Again, if you are a Scouser, the last place you want to be associated is the Wirral, and that's from Scousers.
Bradford
They'll
still in,
say
don't
that. It is.
Oh, well done.
It's a decent place to be
Well
fair
done.
across the water.
Cardiff City with a big equaliser as well at the Midday
Talk
ski.
to us.
1-1 there. Reading obviously really trying to get the points on the board to survive this season, but Cardiff clawing one back.
Well, they need to. Massive performance there from Cardiff the other week against Swansea. 4-0 winners away. Unbelievable. Another Benzema hat-trick incoming. Listen, let's move on from the Chelsea slander. They're 6-0 up away from home.
Yes,
See?
thank you.
That's okay.
Let's focus
Thank
on
you.
what's happening on the Saturday football. On the
Keep
Saturday
Chelsea in
football
their
show.
yellow kit, says South Kid 100.
Facts.
Yes, okay, yeah.
Let's keep us in the yellow click, in the yellow kit. Hopefully,
Dortmund sentence.
it helps.
Why have you still got the free?
Yeah, I thought
I
they...
thought it was cool.
Oh, so basically what happened is we don't have no shirts if we don't have this one. Like, we don't have any other shirts to use.
Just put on a yellow bib.
The yellow bibs. We don't have no other shirts.
stink, man.
So unless somebody's gonna
Skins
create
it.
kits where there's no logo, we have to wear theirs. So they. But the thing is, 3 asked. They didn't. It wasn't like a foregone conclusion. It was a question, and it was answered.
They said, "Can we leave you?" And you
No.
said no.
Said, all right, then.
That's a real mafia shit right there.
Head of negotiations needs to step
Yeah.
up for 3, then doesn't he?
No,
really?
okay, fair enough. Yeah, I've got to keep it on. They said.
And we're not going out here topless. These are
That's
our
that.
shirts for the season. Thank you very
Turn
much.
it inside out,
Adios.
something, man.
You can wait until next year when we get new kits. So yeah.
Robbie Savage, 346 Premier League appearances, 20 goals. Robbie
Blackburn,
Savage.
Derby. Who else do you play for?
Blackburn,
Blackburn,
Derby.
Derby.
He started off at
Birmingham.
United, Birmingham.
Yeah.
He never played for us.
Leicester?
A professional.
Leicester.
Right at the beginning, isn't it? Yeah.
In the Walkers
Tell you he didn't play
with that
for
massive
Kit,
collar.
yeah, the Walkers
Massive
kit,
collar.
yeah.
He didn't play for Sunderland because you heard the story on him when he nearly signed for Sunderland.
Go on.
So when Robbie Savage nearly signed for Sunderland, Roy Keane thought, I fancy signing Robbie Savage. I fancy signing him. Got his number. Rang Robbie Savage's number, went straight to voicemail. The voicemail was, "What's up?" You know, the Budweiser thing from back in the day. Roy Keane was like, "Fucking not signing him." Didn't call him back.
No.
Didn't sign him because of his voicemail.
Don't miss the call from Roy Keane as well. Looks like Eddie Nketiah coming on for Arsenal. 56 minutes in. Looks like Lacazette's time is up for another day.
No,
and
they
that time
can't
goes
take
on.
Lacazette off, surely.
Who are they going to take off?
He hasn't touched the ball, to be fair. So
The dive in Saka? I don't know.
And it's a corner for Arsenal. Millwall 3, Barnsley 1 now. Oliver Burke scoring there at the Den. Looks like Barnsley might go down now. Neeks, what will you do when LFC win the quad, says Ali A?
Wake up from my nightmare. Liverpool are not winning the quadruple. It's not happening. It's not happening. Like,
Let's clip this in case.
that means Man City go trophyless. Man City don't go trophyless.
If they do though, that would be
you.
mad.
They're not you.
I mean, they're not. You're right. At the moment, we go trophyless. That's our thing.
Yeah,
That's our thing. That's what we put out on our TV. We don't win trophies here. We just pay big wages.
The fall of Manchester United will never sit with me. I will always enjoy it to its fullest. It's something that is still
Enjoy it
every
while
day
it
I
lasts.
wake up
Enjoy
is
it while it
wonderful.
lasts. But Man City,
Bin lasting.
Man City ain't going trophyless. I also got faith in Patrick Vieira's Crystal Palace to maybe pull something out in the FA Cup.
nice, all right.
Against us.
I
Against
just
you
think
and who
you would be fuming if we won
Of
the
course
quad.
I would be.
course I would be.
Listen, Man City thought they were going to do it in 2018 when they
Yeah.
won the domestic treble.
Formidable.
Thing is, they won the Community Shield as well.
Yeah.
And they lost the Spurs in the Champions League to VAR. That I celebrated that like it was 1999 and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer put it past.
Is that what it's come to now? That's what you're celebrating?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
This is
I
what
admit
happens
it.
to unsuccessful
I
football clubs.
admit it.
They start celebrating other clubs' demise.
You're going like
and
you weren't
losses.
celebrating when maybe Arsenal when Aguero scored that goal in 2012. The whole of England, barring departing Trafford and billions of fans around the world, did not was
Whole of
celebrating that goal.
London.
You celebrated it.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
did,
you
I
do.
did, yeah.
That's just is what when you can't affect it, you want
have to
everyone else
find
to
joy
do it.
from somewhere.
Exactly. I won't walk around like this. Or, I can't be that. I can't be upset. I got
Big tie right now.
Oh, yeah.
Live to tie.
I got work to do. I got
Can we get a
to
tie cam?
Get tie
I have a
cam.
tie cam right
Need a
now.
tie
You
cam.
know how like
Tie cam,
Francis
innit?
Bourgeois has got the train cam where the little head cam. We need one of them on
Can
tie.
you imagine? That would be
It's a disgrace,
brilliant. That would be brilliant if we got one of those. Arsenal
People
still
would
won
pay.
down
Do
to
you know
Brighton as well.
how much money sponsors would pay to have a tie cam? Seriously, Ty, if you want me to facilitate that, bro, I'll hook it up, man.
You know,
But,
I've
your team's got some work to do.
I barely watched Match of the Day since Fergie retired. Like,
Wow.
I barely watched it because we've just been so bad.
Since Fergie
Watch the
left.
Since
BBC
Fergie
years,
left,
then.
Wow.
like the first season under Moyes.
That's a madness.
I was on a TV
watched
license for 10
I maybe
years.
watched the first few weeks of Match of the Day.
Do you even know the current panel ones now?
Is that Gary Lineker still there?
It's actually me.
It must be Alan Hansen
And I'm Shearer.
with Alan Hansen and Maya Lawrence. Are they still there? I can't watch it. I watched Man United's game and I tried to tune out from football for the rest of the day. And you lot dragged me here to watch Chelsea win 6-0. Dragged
me to be here, mate.
Literally. My phone doesn't stuttering again.
Big up to Asaya. It says we really took these L's personal. Big up to you for the super chat. Alex can't wait for the Jurgen quad parade. Ali, you're bigging it up a bit too much now, man.
Jurgen
Just relax a
quad.
little bit. We don't
Is
want
that
to get
Liverpool
clipped
fan?
up, and we don't want to get screenshotted.
jinx yourselves. Go
No,
on.
let's call it.
Jinx yourselves. Talk
Because
about it
what
as much as
happens
you
when
want.
you build it up, it doesn't happen. So
Jinx
let's
it.
say it's impossible
I just
every
think
day,
the
and then it will happen.
disrespect-
It's on till it's off.
The disrespect for the Champions League competitors is mad. Because if Bayern Munich, Bayern Munich may
It's
not
on
be.
till it's off, bro.
Bayern Munich may not be in great form, but if you face them in the semi-final, it's not going to be a walkover. I don't think. It's still going to be a thinker. So yeah, just be careful.
Unreal.
And this is why when we talk about the greatest rivalries, the greatest teams. In
Okay,
Premier
let's get on to
League,
that
and
debate then.
Well, let me say,
By the way, Charlie Adams still scoring goals for Dundee. I should say.
way.
Wow.
In the
Not
derby.
even Dundee United,
In the
you know,
derby, bro.
Dundee derby.
Yeah, the Dundee United versus
Dundee
Dundee
derby.
derby. The Dundee derby.
Dundee Derby.
Dundee Derby.
That's where
Should we
Andrew
have this
Robertson came
debate now
from.
then?
Let's have it. Let's have it.
Should we get into this now? Right,
get into it.
I'll
Go on,
frame it up. Let me frame it up. We
Frame
were
it.
talking it. what's happened with Lewis Dunk? I thought he was running off to celebrate, just running back from a corner. But we were talking about this earlier, the rivalries in the Premier League. We've done polls, we've done Instagram posts, YouTube community posts about this. And let's throw in a few names as well, right? So we can really get the debate going. From the Premier League's inception to now. And let's not forget that there were massive rivalries before that, but that's a whole nother show. But let's start off with the first real rivalry. I'm going to say Manchester United, Newcastle.
Yeah.
That's fair. Like 95, 96.
Yeah.
Intense for a couple years.
love it.
I would love it.
Yeah.
I would love it. That was big, bro. That was massive.
Yeah, it was massive.
But then unfortunately, we never had Newcastle involved in one since. So
Thanks.
we can't really count it. It gets an honourable mention.
Not Sunderland, no.
Because we're going chronologically here.
Yeah.
Right? Let's get to 1999. And this is really when we see Wenger and Fergie going head to head. Domestic cups, European cups. You were both winning them. And on the field, the rivalry was intense. It was drama-led. There was red cards. There was penalties. There was missed penalties. There was pizza.
Yep.
There was boots flying all over the place.
Dives.
It was a lot to
Captain
take in.
Scraps.
And I really think from 99 to what? 2005?
I would say from 97 even.
To
Arsenal
97.
won the double in 98 by
There
1
we go.
point,
So let's
and
go
then-
98 to 05 then. 7
Yeah.
years of really strong, bitter hatred. The two managers were there every year. No
Yeah.
changes in that
Yeah.
7 years
Yeah.
as well, which you have to respect.
Yeah.
The players going
the
head to head,
players
so much
head
more.
to head. Henri, Rooney,
Keown Van Nistelrooy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Wright,
Vieira.
Schmeichel. They hated each other as well. Trust me, Ian Wright and
Yeah,
Schmeichel.
yeah.
Right, we're in 2005. I think the Benitez Mourinho has to be
That was good,
mentioned
yeah.
as
Yeah.
well. Not
Yes.
necessarily
More
in
Champions
the league,
League,
more
though,
Champions
yeah.
League
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
cups as well.
Yeah.
FA Cup, League Cup.
Yeah.
We have to give that an honourable shout out. Benitez seemed to have a real kind of not hatred, but he really wanted to beat Mourinho whenever he could, and he was really made those games difficult. So rivalry, yes. I think the fans have a huge culture clash around that time as well in terms of right wing and left wing politics, if we want to call it that as well. The fans really didn't like each other. So what are we saying so far? We've got Newcastle United, we've got United Arsenal, we've got Liverpool Chelsea in this period from maybe let's go up to 2010 now, from 05 to 10
Okay,
for
go on.
Liverpool Chelsea. Out of
But
those
I
three
would
so
also
far,
say, in that period, listen, Mourinho picked a fight with everyone.
Yeah, he
because
did.
that Mourinho Wenger, and so therefore Chelsea
that's
Arsenal was a
another one.
big
That's another
rivalry.
one.
A lot of things were said.
Arsenal were not competing.
Specialists in
That's the
failure.
issue.
Specialists in failure.
Arsenal were not competing. That's
Did
the
he
issue.
call Wenger a voyeur? Was it?
Basically
Basically
saying
someone
he's-
who's watching
yeah.
what's going
Yeah.
on.
He was
someone
taking
else's
shots
house.
at everyone. The one
Everything.
he was taking Benitez. He called him a fat waiter and that. Didn't
Yeah,
he? Said
yeah.
his wife needs to sort his diet out.
Yeah.
that's
But then
out
on
of
the
order,
pitch,
Mourinho was a killer back
from
then, though.
05 to Mourinho left in 07, but from 05 right up until I say about 2011
actually, 'cause of
Man United
Torres.
Chelsea.
Yeah.
But Man United
Torres,
Chelsea on the
Liverpool
pitch.
could
There
go
was a
up
lot
to
of respect
2011 as well.
between Mourinho and
Fergie,
Ferguson.
yeah.
There was a lot
But
of respect.
Chelsea, that rivalry from obviously you won it in 2005, 2006. You won it again. We came second. 2007 we won it. You won the FA Cup. 2008 we played in the Champions League final.
Yeah.
2009 we won it again, and 2010
We won it.
Yeah, won it. Drogba came at Old Trafford.
Yeah.
You won. 2011
You won it, I think.
Yeah, we
And then
won it.
City
but
come into the picture.
That's why City come into the picture.
So,
around
let's,
2011.
so far, I'd say the clear winner out of all those is United Arsenal in this time period
Yeah.
so far.
Yeah.
If we're talking about let's go to 2012 onwards now. Man City, United, the company header at the Etihad to win the league, the Aguero goal, unbelievable. I don't think we'll actually ever see anything like that again, to be honest with you, in terms of one moment that has so much on the line. In terms of quality, and again, the rivalry question, the quality question, which creates the rivalry, I think are two different questions.
Definitely.
Okay.
So what are we now? 2000 and when does this end?
Well,
This
Fergie
United?
retired 2013.
So,
So that's
it's a short-lived
Very
kind of
short,
2-year
yeah.
burst.
It was about
Oh, it's another goal at the end.
Oh
This.
my goodness.
And they'll not be happy about this. Can we please get this tie count sorted? Somebody can we go live to tie?
Brighton 2.
2-0 up.
Arsenal 0.
Wow.
Unbelievable. Enoch
Oh
Mwepu.
my
It's
days.
quiet in the
Nick,
studio,
you can't,
isn't it,
you
guys?
can't be doing this,
Guys,
bro. You can't
Ahmed,
be
I
doing
told you.
Do you realise how
Ahmed,
quiet it
where's
is in
your
the
message?
studio?
Where's Ahmed?
Ahmed, where are you? Because I told you. I'm not going anywhere.
In the DR Sports headquarters, it's awfully quiet.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I did hear a bit of a shout about 30 seconds ago. Unbelievable. 67th minute. Brighton double their lead at the Emirates. Who would have thought it? I actually predicted this one to be a heavy Arsenal win. And
Do you know what?
Brighton haven't scored 2 goals.
Do you know what? You
Ten
see
all
this?
over the place.
You see this here? This is beautiful.
This is the goal.
This is beautiful.
Ball comes in, and it's...
Oh, it's a great
What a goal! It's absolutely emphatic. Oh, it's wonderful.
Celebrates in front of the
tremendous.
Arsenal
Oh,
fans.
it's wonderful. Wonderful shot.
It's a Gerrard.
Do you know how this is beautiful?
Goal of the day by far.
Ever since we lost to Brentford last week, Arsenal fans have been chatting patty. Then they get slapped up to Palace and they don't take advantage. And now today, today this is wonderful. They was a 3rd place. I said concentrate. I said this, focus on 4th. Don't worry about what's ahead of that. Just focus, because you guys you're not concentrating. And now it's on the pitch, back-to-back defeats in the Prem. 1 game a week.
It can only be in the Premier League, only one competition.
You only have one competition. You ain't got no midweek games.
You can train all day on the Arteta ball.
All week you get to train.
It's a side foot half volley.
Now Tottenham play later. It's a long day.
He's past it, side
I said
foot.
concentrate.
Beautiful.
I said to Arsenal
Absolutely
fans, you need to
delicious.
focus.
Oh,
you guys are,
trust
you
us.
guys
build-up
are
player there.
Yeah.
all over the shop right now. You're not concentrating on what's important. Finishing ahead of Tottenham
This
as
is
always and
mad.
getting
Who's this?
4th.
Inter Milan or Brighton here?
What was this? What were we saying last week as well? Brighton were, 5 games in a row that lost?
Yeah.
They drew last
Brighton,
week. They
yeah.
haven't won in about 7 games, isn't it?
And they're
Shocking
2-0
for me.
up away at Arsenal.
Arteta.
Unbelievable.
And you know what's so beautiful about this? They got Chelsea and Tottenham to come. So it don't get easier. It doesn't get easier. It
What
really
a
doesn't.
bad week
Goodness,
for Arsenal.
goodness me.
3-0 against Palace, 2-0 against Brighton. Jesus.
That's brilliant.
But Arteta's won the manager of the month, apparently.
Well, that's the curse. That's the curse. When you win the
That's
manager
the
of the month,
curse.
there's all downhill.
Do you know what? Don't give it to Klopp this month.
exactly.
I don't want to win it.
You don't want
This
it.
is what happens.
You don't want it.
Unbelievable scorelines all over the place here. Leeds still 1-0 up away at Watford as we approach the final third of the game. Bolton 0, Sheffield Wednesday 1 in League One. Jordan Story scoring. Let's get back to our rivals chat.
Yeah, so I was going to say, sorry, the Man City, Man United. So I'll say that's about a 3-year period. So 10-11, they beat us in the FA Cup
Starting to get
semi-final.
noisy then. Win the FA Cup.
And then Rooney had the overhead kick and it was like noisy neighbours. We had played him in the League Cup a few times, Tevez and all that kind of stuff. That rivalry. When Tevez basically joined Man City and they put that banner up saying welcome to Manchester, that was it. Yeah, so about 2010 to 2013. When Fergie left, then we went there and they went there. So that was about 3 years.
Is there an argument to say that the Liverpool City rivalry starts off in 13-14?
Yes. It's hard because it was a rivalry, but then it disappeared after 14.
Quickly.
So if we're talking about rivalries, Liverpool Chelsea, I don't think you can count back there because for me that kills your argument if we're going to start counting there.
I agree.
So if you start from there because it kills your argument.
It's difficult because Leicester come in and win.
Chelsea come in and win.
We came in and come in one.
Chelsea years when nobody was.
Chelsea Tottenham 2015 to 2017.
Tottenham ain't won nothing. I can't.
Sure, but in
put them
terms of
in
the Battle
anything.
of the Bridge, I mean, maybe
It's
it was
one
a bit
game.
over
FA Cup
hyped.
final,
Was it
FA Cup
one game?
semis, you're coming back 4-2.
It's Tottenham. Like this is normal.
Then you beat them to the
This is the
title.
history of the Tottenham.
Then
This is normal. They lose games. They don't win
Matisse
things. This is not a
Collini.
rivalry. This is
They beat you in the Carling Cup final.
This is an
Woodgate.
embarrassment. This is just a yearly walkover. This season we beat them 3 times in 1 month.
Yeah, that's true. It is true.
Another goal of Vicarage Road.
Wow, massive goal for
Massive
Leeds.
one.
Oh, wow.
Watford are down.
And it's Rodrigo.
Breaking news. Watford are down.
You know, did you know this?
Pretty much
Rodrigo
confident,
is
mate.
Thiago's cousin.
No, he's not.
Yep.
Is he really?
Look it up, bro.
Our
Picture of
Thiago?
them. No, my Thiago, the Thiago.
thank God.
You know what? That's a point. Because it annoys me when Chelsea fans started calling Thiago Silva
Thiago,
Thiago.
no?
Because we
Yeah.
never called him that. It was Thiago
Thiago.
Silva
Yeah.
or Silva.
You called him
Tottenham
Silva,
battery
bro.
shift gives it away.
Yeah, that's Thiago. That's Silva.
We don't call him Alcantara.
No,
No,
Yeah.
because when we saw the silver name, it was taken by Bernardo, by David, and then we was like,
But
well,
bro, let's be honest. There's been a million Silvers before.
exactly.
your guys.
That's what I'm saying. So we have to make it
You
special.
go to Mexico in the 90s, everyone was called Silva.
But this is why we have to change it and we have to go Thiago because
Right,
there's
back
too
to the
many
rivalry
Silvers.
chat.
Back to the
We're in
end.
the year
Before Brighton get their third.
2015.
If they get
and
the
then
third.
all of a sudden Spurs have a one season or one game of Chelsea, and then what are we saying? Chelsea, City for a couple years maybe?
I don't think you count them either, really.
No?
No, because Conte was only there 2 years and he finished first and then fifth.
So in that case, we go to 2018, and that's when this Liverpool City one reignites again.
Yes.
And my point to start off this whole debate, my initial point was, in terms of a rivalry, the highest quality, points earned, goals scored, individual players, I think it's Liverpool City in the last 4 years.
But rivalry, by definition, is about hatred.
Yep.
And all of that, and that's where Arsenal and United come into it. And I'm gonna give it.
And I think Liverpool Chelsea is second.
But wait, whoa. Let's slow down. We're gonna get the people out. We've got time. How much minutes we got?
We haven't got that long. We've got time.
Alright, we've got time. Yeah, I thought we were going too quick.
He's got to get a train back to Newcastle.
First and foremost, the Liverpool. How do we define? You say quality on the pitch because
Liverpool are shit.
Liverpool. Wait, points
Go.
tallies are. I think they're arbitrary. For me, it doesn't really matter. Liverpool got 97
Can't
points.
say they don't matter.
No, but I'll tell you why. Liverpool
say
got
they don't
97
matter.
points and finished second. In 1999, Man United got 79 points and won the treble. We were the best team.
Don't know how.
We're the best team in the world.
That's how many points you had.
79, bro. 79.
I guess you
Arsenal got
fourth now.
The year before,
Beat us
Arsenal
mythical
got
final.
78, Man United got 77. But so do you say, oh, you weren't good because you only got 79 points? Or the argument could be, well, maybe the quality of the league was more spread out. Liverpool, Man City are maybe, their quality is much better than the rest of the league. So then, how valuable are those how hard do they have to work to get those
and if you're not going to the
because you're so
end of all competitions,
if you're not going to the end of competitions and winning all those competitions, then maybe those points tallies are more a reflection on the quality of the rest of the league. So that's why I don't just I can't really look at points tallies and say that is it. And the reason why I say that also is because Man City got 100 points in 2018. And for me, their better title win was the season after, where they had to defend the title, which is always hard to do. Not many
With
teams
two
do
less
it.
points.
With 2 less points, and they had someone actually pushing them all the way. But if we're looking at points, well, 100 points is better than 98. But 98, the 98 season was a better win because of what you had to deal with. So Man United going 79 and Arsenal getting 78 is harder than Man United or Chelsea getting 95 and Arsenal getting 81 in 2005, for example. I can't remember exactly how much point. Because you were pushed the whole way, whatever the circumstances. Man City have never won the Champions League.
Facts.
So you ask, oh, how good are they really?
Love it.
How good are they really?
I love it.
Man United, and obviously Man City won the Champions. Sorry, Liverpool won the Champions League with Jurgen Klopp. And that was on back-to-back finals, a great achievement. But they've won one league title, and in that time, 2018, Liverpool came fourth.
Lost in the Champions League final.
2019, Man City won it. You came second.
Yeah. 2020.
2020,
third.
You won it. Man City weren't even challenging,
21
but you won
points
it.
clear.
Yeah, sorry.
And then the next season, you finished third. So,
How we
so
even
in
finished
that
third,
period just before this season, in that period, Man United came second.
I'm relaxing.
But in that period, Man United came second twice. One under Jose, one under Oli. Yet we're saying this is the Man City Liverpool rivalry. Yeah, Liverpool's not even finished second in all
One
those
is though, isn't it?
Yeah, but in that time, Liverpool's not even finished second all the time. Whereas in the period of Man United Arsenal, it was Man United Arsenal, Man United Arsenal, Arsenal Man United, Man United Arsenal, Arsenal Man United, and then
John Wayne
He's spitting facts.
If we're talking about quality on the pitch, I could argue.
Girl from North London.
We could argue that the quality on the pitch of Man City Liverpool, we could argue the quality of the pitch of Man City Liverpool maybe surpasses the Man United Arsenal. Because Arsenal played great football, but their European record was poor. Whereas both Man City and Liverpool are going deep in European competitions. So we could give that. But we're talking also quality on the pitch. The Man United-Chelsea rivalry from 2006, let's say, or 5-6, up until, say, about 2011, well, we won Champions League in 2008
against us,
against you lot.
Two teams together.
In the final.
That's a very
which
important.
has happened twice since. But we were the first to do it, especially in the
FA Cup
Champions League
final.
era. FA Cup final 2007. Premier League title that went to the last day of the season in 2008.
2008, same season.
So we got to
Gigs at Wigan.
Yep.
Yeah. And you lot drew Bolton, I think it was.
Yep.
2009, we get back to the Champions League final where you lot were cheated by Barcelona in the semi-final.
So we would have made it.
So let's be honest,
almost.
we were the two best teams in
for
the
a
world
long,
at that
sustainable time of period.
Barca won it, cool.
So
But
are you really telling
and
me
when
United
should never
Chelsea
been there?
is the game?
If we're talking quality on the pitch
and rivalry,
and rivalry and winning
And
trophies, head-to-head
I like
matches.
what you've done.
Because in 2010, Chelsea didn't win the champion. So we beat
win the
Man
Premier
United to it.
Yeah.
2011, Man United get back to the Champions League final.
Yeah.
And then 2012, Chelsea win the Champions League. So we're talking about quality on the pitch, best team in Europe, best team in the Premier League, competing on all fronts. Then Man United Chelsea surpasses all of that. Now, if we're talking off the field rivalry, then Man United Arsenal surpass all of that. Where do Man City and Liverpool come into this?
You've won. You've convinced me. You got my vote.
Fact, says Ali
You got
One.
my
Talk
vote.
to them, Neeks, says Troy
You
Taylor.
got my vote. Done.
Neeks be spitting. AGT, talk now, says Ali A.
How do I drop? Can I drop the mic? You rub it.
No, it's too expensive.
No, wow. You know what?
You're
You've
getting a lot of
reminded
love
me.
in the comments
You've
right now.
reminded
Can't
me
lie to
just
you,
like
man.
how close we were always fighting.
And
Because
listen, we played a number of times in the Champions League.
Yes.
Obviously, 2008, as you said, 2000 and I think it was 2011 when we played again with Rooney. Scored at the Bridge, I think it was.
Yeah.
And just across like the quality of, because we talk about the quality of the teams, like Man United and Chelsea had some bum teams out there. Drogba. We had a Ballon d'Or winning Ronaldo.
Yeah. Rooney,
Terry,
Lampard,
these are Premier League
Ferdinand,
legends.
Vidic.
Yes,
Luke
listen,
Chadwick.
Chris Eagles.
Check,
Listen,
Werner Score.
Listen, the Liverpool. I don't want to disrespect
captured
Liverpool
my-
and Manchester
you've
City
captured me today.
because that's not my. It's not my intention to disrespect Liverpool and Man City, but it's when they get put up against some of my legendary teams, then that it sounds like.
Listen, I'm gonna interject here.
You've won.
From 2005 to 2010, Liverpool played Chelsea in every year in the Champions League. 04-05 we win. 05-06 we play each other in the group stages.
Yeah, they fixed that.
And then we go out round of 16. 06-07 we go through on penalties. 07-08 you go through. 08-09 you go through. Ivanovic 2 headers at Anfield.
Yeah.
Almost a mad comeback.
Our Champions League fights were incredible.
2010, 09-010, I think we've gone out, but we played you 4 years in a row in Europe. And that rivalry, chucking the League Cup final, where Mourinho's doing this to Liverpool fans.
FA Cup final 2012.
FA Cup final 2012 is probably the end of it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there was a semi-final at Old Trafford that we beat you in. There was a Community Shield as well. These were horrible games to watch.
They were.
And Dirk Kuyt loved scoring Torres as well. Obviously Torres joined us in 2011.
I feel like you are both pitching your
Well,
times to me.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question.
Apprentice, man.
So invested. Who am I getting invested? Liverpool, Manchester United.
So is the current Man
Newcastle
City
got anything,
Liverpool
Matty?
quality in terms of the matches
10 years
greater? Let me ask a question. Is the current Liverpool Man City matches, are they a greater quality than the Benitez Mourinho ones?
Yeah.
Quality, yes.
Why is that? Because defensive football is also a quality. Like those were this is tactical battles. Don't get it twisted. But those are also tactical
I
battles.
think it's better
Just
players,
because-
way better players for Liverpool. Let's have it right.
Oh, Liverpool's team.
In 05,
Pretty
we were
meaty.
pants, and then you even 08-09, our spine is Reina, and this is when you started having some hope. Reina, Aga, Carragher, Mascherano, Alonso, Gerrard, Torres. That's our
wonderful.
spine of a
Wonderful.
team.
Yeah.
So at that stage, kind of
It's a lot
07,
better.
08, 09, we're thinking maybe we can nick something off of you in terms of a league. It didn't quite happen, obviously, but I would agree with you and say that the standard, especially in the last 2 games that we've played between each other, City and Liverpool, those games.
What was the last 2? Another one this year.
2-2 and 1-1. The last 2.
Okay,
But they were
but the
unbelievable.
2-2
Do you know what it is though?
end
Do you
games.
know
2-2
why
was
you guys
unbelievable.
cannot win this argument? You don't hate each other, and I'm sorry for rivalry. You
I
have
hate
to hate
Chelsea.
each other. Chelsea, Liverpool, there was genuine hate
proper
still
stuff.
there.
Yeah.
Man United, Chelsea, genuine hate. Man United, Arsenal, genuine hate. If I'm not seeing a couple of brothers scrapping, you're not winning the
Listen,
rivalry.
Man
to me.
United
It's
and
not
Arsenal
happening.
fell off so bad, yet our hatred remains.
They still hate each other.
I'm celebrating Brighton like I'm Brighton.
That's what I'm saying. You
celebrated
have
when
to hate
Everton
each other.
scored today. The Liverpool and United
Yeah.
rivalry will never go
Whereas
away.
if Man-
Let's not forget that
the
one
Man
as well,
City-
by the
the Man
way.
City Liverpool is
Yeah.
purely because
Benitez
you go for the
Ferguson.
title.
Yeah.
The facts.
Yeah.
They still won't cuss each other to this day, Neeks. They're still hugging and it's long. No.
But do you think they're doing that because they're both kind of looking around going, what we're doing right now is just unbelievable?
No, I'm sorry, no.
It's because Pep ain't got the minerals Jurgen will get in the scrap.
What was taking
Jurgen was
place?
in the scrap.
When Pep was doing
When Arsenal was unbeaten, that was incredible. When Chelsea did their defensive record, that was incredible. When Man United did the three-peat, that was incredible. We could all marvel and worship and praise all of each other's achievements, but we don't do that because we hate each other.
We said, what?
Whereas
unbeaten. You guys coming to Old Trafford and getting 50.
Exactly.
We're diving.
Exactly.
We're fouling. We're kicking Reyes off the pitch.
Exactly. This is not the first time that incredible
Someone's
achievements
so
have
great.
been had. It's just that you guys just rip
Pep,
each other's off.
I put on Pep. Pep don't want it because when Pep was in La Liga it got messy with Jose and he got run out of Spain. He don't want it because Jurgen Klopp will give it. Jurgen Klopp's a rough and rugged guy. He will do it. But Pep's like,
don't want this.
I'm going to do it on the pitch.
Pep's smart. He doesn't want. He knows he doesn't want the smoke.
Goal for Leeds, 3-0 now.
Wow.
Away at Watford. Jack
Wow.
Harrison. Really, really massive win that is for Leeds, which all but confirms really Watford are going down.
I thought you were going to do is it Jay Sean?
Yeah, that's the one I was
Baby,
ready for.
are you
That's the one I was ready for when they started doing something else. I was just saying,
We need to get our own kind of song for this show that plays for like 30, like our own lyrics, obviously.
I think we should get our own intro as well.
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah, what's going on, guys?
Sort it
There should be an intro and there should be a song.
Danny Welbeck winning fouls.
Sambi Lokonga, yellow card there. It's not looking like Arsenal are in this game really at all. They're 2-0 down, they're getting yellow cards,
heads
they're
are
at
gone.
home, and Danny Welbeck is coming back to haunt.
that's an awful tackle.
Me. Danny Welbeck coming back to haunt his old club.
That should be the second
so
yellow
just to
for-
finish off
for
on the
diving.
rivalry debate, can we get a poll up? Because I want to hear what the people think as well. It's important. They've heard what we've said. Now let's hear what the people at home think as well.
So what
Theo
options?
SG says Chelsea Liverpool was only about the game that Luis Garcia scored, though not a multiple season rivalry. I'd have to disagree with you
wasn't.
there.
It was
Massively
multiple
season.
every year.
When
Europe
when
was
Lampard
mad.
scored
Yeah,
in
when
the
on
penalty
the
and
death of his mum,
and all that.
Yeah.
So those were rivalries.
lot.
You had to be there.
Yeah,
You had
there's
to be there.
there's a lot of games there. There's a good 6, 7, 8 games there.
Really were. Klopp will get in a scrap, says Allier. I'll never hate City more than United. Remember the bus? Of course, that was another thing that made it a bit spiky, actually.
That
the
was
Liverpool
2018.
City bus.
Was that 2018?
That's the only
2018.
spiky moment there's been.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was
That was very
do
spiky.
you know what? I can't even lie to you, right? I know the guy who did that. And I'm not going to say his name, but he's in jail now.
Oh, okay.
Not even flat either, was it? Just several offences.
Yeah.
You know
what?
what it is? Other than the fact that at the moment it's a bit of a one-sided in terms of the trophies in the end of it. It's the Man City factor. If Liverpool were rivals with anyone else at this point, and talking about that traditional top
Yeah,
four,
it would
top
be
five,
incredible.
it would be massive.
Yeah,
it's the
huge.
Man City factor that I don't care. You don't care. You don't really care.
I tried to care,
because
but
of
I
Man
really
City
did.
and the way that they've come about their success. It's very plastic. It's very fake. That there's just a lack of. Well, I'm not going to fight you because I mean, who are you? You're not even worth my time. Kind of
hear
thing.
that. I hear
And the
that.
Man United, Man City element is purely based on the fact that we're close. We're close in proximity. Other than that, like the fact that we are close in proximity, and I'm like, well, I want Man City to win the league. Says it all. It says it all. Man City. Yeah.
They have such a long way to go to
Their
catch up
biggest
to you.
achievement is being the other club in Manchester.
They have such a long way to go to catch up to the stature of our clubs
Yeah.
in terms of, you can win these titles, but if you don't win anything in Europe, if you don't expand that fan base globally, if you don't do this, if you don't do that, we kind of just be like, cute.
Yeah.
I think Man U and Chelsea have got a big shout actually. Remember what Rooney said recently about he wanted to go out and really hurt John Terry, put the extra long studs on.
And I remember Rooney
That's
handed in a
spiky,
transfer
that.
request to try and join Chelsea at one point as well.
Spiky.
So,
That is
that's
spiky. Right, let's put some names in the poll then, right? So, again, honourable mention for you. You're not in the poll. Sorry, mate. United Arsenal have to be in there.
Yep.
United Chelsea have to be in there for me.
Darren Ben's balloon.
Liverpool City have
against
to be in there. All right.
Yep.
If we get 4 options, can we have Liverpool Chelsea in there as well?
Yeah.
I think it's those 4.
Yeah.
And it'd be interesting to see what you guys think. I want to know, man. I'm really interested. Rudy tried to break Terry's leg on purpose. There you go, says Tom. 2-Bit says Neeks spitting bars. Milan fan here says Dave Goose. Liverpool winning tomorrow in the league. History over money. Troops in the mud, says Ilias. The Seagulls
Not
crapping
just
all over
troops,
Arsenal.
no.
Not just true.
A lot of people, to be fair. Chelsea v Liverpool, bit too recent. I don't think so. I think,
No, I don't think that's
to
the
be fair, the nostalgic element about it is, I think, what makes the rivalry bigger.
If there's no nostalgia, then
Yeah,
it's
you have to
not
draw on
worth
something,
It's not
right?
worth anybody's time thinking about, is it?
You know the problem. Not the problem with this, but it's like I hope that I can live through a proper Man United Liverpool rivalry. Because we've got a...
Where
obviously-
it's 1-2,
It's
1-2,
1-2.
2-1.
We had it for a very short period, as around 2009.
8-9,
8-9. And then, it didn't last. And I have to go back in history. I don't know.
It's like the stars haven't aligned.
They haven't
for
aligned.
each
You lot
club.
been big.
It's not
and
going to
we've been
happen,
bad.
lads.
Yeah.
It's
And
never
we've
gonna
been
happen.
big. You've been bad.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
Never gonna happen. Because by the time you
Newcastle are in town now.
By the time you
we'd
get
love
good
it.
again,
They're gonna
Klopp
love
will be gone.
Yeah.
And then Liverpool will fall off.
Yeah.
Sorry, mate. That's what's gonna happen.
Because that would break.
And even if you come back,
that would break Premier League
it's
football at
guaranteed.
that point.
Yeah.
That would be, without a shadow of a doubt,
Yeah.
the greatest rivalry.
But the
because
issue you have is that Chelsea and Man City and Newcastle will have. Well, I can't. Let me take myself out of that. You guys got money.
No, you'll still have money because whoever takes over is still gonna have.
You
so
would
much money.
assume, you would hope so. So it's just like it's so difficult for you to
much
get that
money in
because
Just bottle caps.
I'm gonna take that cup home.
Put the recycle.
I'm taking that cup home. I'm done.
Celtic now 7-0 up apparently.
Yeah,
massive result for them against St Johnstone. There's only 5 minutes to go at the Emirates. Mikel Arteta looking like he's clenching them jaw muscles, trying not to give away too much emotion, but you can tell that he is stressed. Bit of a play on words there with Cecil. Stressel? No.
Go on,
I think he's at the
Stressel
game
G.
as well. Stressel G, yeah. I think that
need
was
that
Ziyech having a
Spurs win to
poor shot
confirm this.
You do, to be fair, because that's what really
Can you
gets
imagine
it
who-
down, innit?
Can we get the
Spurs
top
play
four
who?
up?
Aston
Can we get the
Villa?
table up, please?
Spurs play who later? Aston
There
Villa.
it is, mate.
5:30, and if Spurs win that, 57 points. Arsenal staying
So they'll
in
be-
fifth. It looks like.
So they would be They would be three ahead with a game played more if Spurs
That's
win.
perfect.
That's
isn't
against
it?
you, innit? Arsenal Chelsea, is that their game?
They
in
have
hand?
us and they have Tottenham to play also
Yeah,
later on
away.
as well.
Wow.
Yeah,
Is it-
away.
where they're playing you?
They're away from home to
Away.
us as well.
And they're home
It's
to-
very sticky icky for Arsenal.
It is.
Tottenham's fixtures are much more favourable.
I mean, if you can't beat Brighton at home, who haven't won 7 or
deserve
8
it.
games,
you don't
then
deserve it, exactly.
Don't
And
deserve
then
And the
they-
goal difference.
yeah, and then for me, Arteta should be sacked.
really?
Yeah. If he doesn't make top four after having the opportunity and throwing it himself after Man United dropped
Massive
off massively, he should go. Back-to-back 8th place
don't know about
finishes
that.
and outside the top four. You've underachieved.
Did you think they would?
If this is the project from when he came in, you're expected to be in fourth by now. The only reason why everybody massively, including myself, underrated them this season and said that they're not going to make it is because of how poorly he's been performing prior to that.
Eighth
true,
place,
true.
eighth
You
place.
set your standards so low that now when you do something that you're expected to do in the project, now everybody's like, oh my god.
They spend the most in the summer
You
of
spent the money?
anyone in the
Nah,
country.
bro. I'm sorry.
The thing
Well,
is,
that's if they're serious anyway.
The thing is, I partially agree. At the start of the season, obviously, we all writ them off. And they said, what is the reason why? Yeah, we can look at the top 4 teams. Or
Oh, they've pulled one back.
Arteta heard back. He heard me. You see?
Kick goal at the Emirates. Martin Odegaard scores
Goal.
on the 88th minute, and this is. I'll tell you what, we're seeing him place the ball down now. This
Yeah, it's
isn't
gonna be a
exactly.
banger, isn't it?
This is going to be a banger. This isn't a tap in.
No.
And it looks like it's going to
Cedric
go
won't be getting
straight
his free
in
kick
from
then, though.
Martin Odegaard. Let's have a look. Steps up. What a goal! It's an
no.
own. Oh my goodness! What is going on here? They've hit the bar twice.
That's not the goal. We
It
already seen that
wasn't.
goal,
It wasn't.
Wow.
We got tricked.
We got
We got bamboozled right there.
Nketiah should have buried the rebound. I think he hit the bar as well.
Unless they're going to say that did go in.
Maybe.
Oh
Seriously?
yeah, they might
Did
do.
it hit the bar?
They might do, yeah.
No.
He might have clawed that from behind the line, the keeper.
No,
no?
I think it hit the bar.
No. Oh,
Deflected.
my
Massive deflection though.
Massive deflection.
How many
deflection,
minutes
yeah?
left in that game?
There is about
Just a
2
couple.
minutes plus injury
Just a
time.
couple.
Watford 0-3 to Leeds. That's a full-time result now. Southampton 0, Chelsea 6.
Only 6 though.
Full-time result.
I'm quite disappointed with that. Like we were falling up half time. We should have had
And you were
at least
6
eight.
before 60 minutes.
Yeah,
Six
it should have
and a
been at
half
least
hours.
8. You need a little bit of a dressing down in the
Believable. So it's full time in these following games. Everton 1, Manchester United 0. That was the early game. Arsenal still playing, of course, to Brighton. There's going to be about 2 or 3 minutes left there. Southampton 0, Chelsea 6. Who would have thought that after 2 losses in a row in all comps for Chelsea, they'd come back emphatically and win 6-0? Not me. I didn't think that. Watford 0, Leeds 3. Huge result for the Yorkshire lads. They go back up north with 3 points. Rafinha, Rodrigo and Harrison with the goals. In the Championship as well, it looks like a lot of those games are finishing too. Let's get the latest in the Championship as well then. Blackburn 1, Blackpool 1, that's 93 minutes in. Bristol City 1, Peterborough 1, there's a red card in that one as well. Middlesbrough 0, Hull City 1. Slipping away Middlesbrough really from the playoff places. Mill 4-1, Barnsley. Forest 2-0 up against Birmingham City. They're going up, it looks like, in the playoffs. Forest are doing brilliantly now. Preston 2, QPR 0. Again, another team that started off so well this season, and QPR have really fallen away. Reading 1, Cardiff 2, Swansea 2, County 1, and West Brom 1, Stoke City 2. It looks like those scores are going to stay the same unless anything else happens on the show. But Arsenal with the really nerve-wracking last few minutes here at the Emirates. Can they draw the game? And if they lose this, I tell you what, they are not going to be a happy bunch. That would be 2 losses in a row for Arsenal in their quest to finish inside the top 4 for the first time since 2016.
Can I just go back onto that top 4 point? Yeah, because at the start of the season, obviously, yeah, we said Man United, Chelsea, Liverpool, Man City, those should get top 4. But you're right, Matisse. Arsenal should be aiming for top 4. We wrote them off because of, what Arteta had done for the past 2 years. But if top 4 is not your target after 2 back-to-back 8 finishes, what are you doing there? Yeah. What is the point of all of this? You got no European football. Oof. In the end, you get knocked out of all competitions by the end of January. You only got the FA Cup, so you only got the Premier League to play in. Top 4 should have been a target, not necessarily expectation, but a target at the start of the season. So if they end up and do get top 4, you say, okay, unless they end up with something like, 85 points, you're like, that's overachieving. Yeah, you know what, 70 points, you get top 4. Well, last year, you only missed out on top 4 by 6 points. So
2 wins.
Making up a 6-point gap from next season after spending 150 million, I'm not going to start saying, he's the greatest manager, given the LMA manager of the season. But not getting top 4, I don't know if it's a sackable offence. I think that might be a step. What I would say is, next season you have to. Next season you have to come in this close if you miss out this year. But it'll be a flop to miss out from the position that we were a couple weeks ago. But
big equalising goal for Yeovil as well, away at Kings Lynn with 10 men. The thing is, and by the way, there's 4 minutes to go in this game, 6 minutes added on. There's still time for twists and turns. There's still 8 games.
But if they don't make it, can I just add, if Manchester United get Ten Hag and they finally get serious about coaching staff and structure from top to bottom and a philosophy, it doesn't get easier next year for Arsenal. It gets harder to make top 4. So this is why I talk about seizing the opportunity, because you have the opportunity now. You're fighting with Tottenham, serial bottlers. They are literally they are literally PSG,
in white.
Of England.
PSG in white.
PSG in white. And they've shared managers as well. Like, you have the opportunity to. I said it earlier to Neeks as well. If it was Man United that was finishing 4th, I wouldn't say sack him.
Yeah.
But because it's Tottenham, like, you can't finish below Tottenham. Arsenal fans, for that alone, will crucify you. Do you know what I'm saying? So it makes a difference. You can't allow Tottenham to be the team that put you out of the Champions League.
The opportunity. That's what they've done.
They'll seize the opportunity. Exactly. It's a bad look.
And I think the thing is, like, missing out on top 4 for Man United is embarrassing because of who we are, but it's more detrimental to either Spurs or Arsenal in missing out in terms of the players they can attract, both financially and just in terms of the size of the club. And then, as you said, next season, if Man United do get their stuff together, then top 4 is always a bare minimum expectation of Man United. But if we get something together, then you've missed out on your best opportunity. It's like Leicester. You had 2 years in a row where you're in the top 4 longer than any other club. Missed out
chance
twice.
for Arsenal. Odegaard, Saka across.
This year they're nowhere to be seen because you've missed the boat. You've missed the chance. And Arsenal, if they don't get it this year, I don't think you can back them to get it next year unless they pull out Haaland.
Another goal for Stoke away at West Brom. They're winning 3-1 now. That one is just about to finish. There is genuinely 90 seconds to go in this one at the Emirates. Arsenal 1, Brighton 2. Arteta willing his players on from the sideline. Is it going to be enough? Let us know in the comments what you'd think about that. You can hear all sorts of stuff going on next door. I was thinking
you can hear that. Is that 2-2? Because he's...
No, they surely would have flashed by now, surely.
Apparently there's been a good save. So let's see this now. We've got Ben White
Listen, I need. Brent White back against his former club.
Cross comes in. Oh my goodness me!
Sanchez.
What a save!
Wow.
Nketiah with the header.
Save from
Oh
Sanchez.
my goodness me! What a save! That is unbelievable.
This would be a huge point if they actually did get it, because, like you said, level on
Been
points.
2-0 down as
They
well.
have to get the
Oh
points
my
to try and
god!
get the
What a
point.
save! Great header as well. That is, and Ramsdale is up. The keeper is up for the corner. It comes in, and it's almost Ramsdale with the header. Unbelievable here.
Scenes.
He's no Alisson though, is he?
No way.
That was a death knell last year, man, because I thought were really going to miss out on top four, and Alisson goes and
Saka
pops out over
putting the
blood.
burners
That's the
on. Well
history of
played
the
from
Liverpool.
Saka. Ball in.
Oh, it's a handball,
Go on,
baby, from
Sanchez.
Cucurella. They've
Nah.
given a corner.
This is mad.
Oof, Arsenal pressing here up until the death. Arteta with his fresh trim, patrolling the sidelines. It's going to come back in.
That's what he needed.
And Ramsdale is up again for another corner. Left-footed corner to come in from Martin Odegaard, who scored the goal for Arsenal already. He goes short, and it's a bit of a waste.
Why
It's
would you go
Pepe.
short?
Oh,
The
it's
keeper's
offside!
Your keeper is out in the box. You got
He's going
Ramsdale
to-
in the box waiting for a header, and you play the corner
I can't
short.
believe they just made that fundamental error at a time like that.
Oh, that's chest.
Chest.
You never
Full
play-
time. Full time.
That was so
Arsenal have
stupid.
lost at home to Brentford and Hove Albion. Can you believe it?
Right.
Who had that? Right, do you know what it's time for? Prediction boards. All these games are done now. Let's see what we all get.
Definitely got some wrong.
This is going to be interesting, by the way. We'll start off with Neeks.
I got a correct score
Wowza.
Terrible.
on Arsenal against Brighton,
Show us. We need the proof.
but it was the other way around.
Turn it round.
Turn around then.
So Arsenal 2. Right, so we can't
Nothing,
give you anything
nothing,
for that.
nothing.
Nothing.
And it's
Poor.
the same
Do I get-
story for me. Poor. Nothing.
Nothing.
Arsenal
Nothing for me
2-0,
as well.
Southampton draw, Watford win. Stinks that.
I said Arsenal would win this 4-1.
Thankfully,
I also said Watford would beat Leeds, and I thought Southampton would beat Chelsea too.
thankfully,
So we've
I'm going to win this for backing my team.
boys.
Yeah.
Literally it.
But that's the only reason why I'm
One
winning
point.
this.
An
Just backing
easy,
my
an
team.
easy win this week for you, Matisse.
Wow. Can you believe it? Let us know in the comments what you think about that. Arsenal in the mud, says Ben. Wow, how wrong he was, says another Ben. Arteta out, Big Sam in, says GSC. Mudded. JT Smith, can we talk about how United have been rubbish all season, yet Arsenal have apparently been amazing? I'm barely ahead of them in the table. It's laughable. This is for saying they'd catch Chelsea, says Grizzly. So we've got the poll results are in as well for what is the greatest rivalry. It's been a discussion that's really come into the forefront after Jamie Carragher said that the Liverpool-Man City derby is the highest quality rivalry, not derby, the rivalry that we've seen so far. The results are in. 46% of you think, and this is the winner, think that the Manchester United-Arsenal rivalry is the best. Man City-Liverpool, 21%. Chelsea-Man United, 16%. And Liverpool-Chelsea, 15%. Wow, and a lot of you voted for that one as well. RSH14 Spurs going to the Champions League if they don't Spurs it and bottle it. Arsenal are lucky. Newcastle won last night. It's an Arsenal channel, so it's expected, says Karma. Not too sure about that. United are lucky that Arsenal have lost the last 2 games. Unbelievable.
We're not lucky. We're not getting top 4 anyway, so it's nothing to do with us.
Okay,
Nothing
well
to
there
do
you
with
have it, guys. That is
Tottenham's
your
to lose now.
Your Premier League results are as follows: Everton 1, Manchester United 0, Arsenal 1, Brighton 2, Southampton 0, Chelsea 6, Watford 0, Leeds 3. And in the Championship, as we've gone through the scores, nothing did change from the last time I read them out as well. Remember, like the video, comment on your thoughts of who's had the best game at throughout these 3 o'clock kickoffs. Let us know who you think's been your man of the match. Neeks, it's been a pleasure to have you on today.
I needed this after my team did what they do.
I mean, you're still in the mud though. Let's not forget that.
we are permanently in the
Mudded.
Mudded.
That's for the
We're
season.
dirty.
Mudded.
This season is dirty. It's a dirty season.
Dirty.
But
Scruffy.
I can always rely on Arsenal to put a smile on your face. So happy Saturday to everybody.
And where can we find you on the old socials?
Neek
as well?
Sports, Insta and Insta, and Neek Sports everywhere else, YouTube and Twitter.
Love to see it. Hopefully get you back on soon. Matty Rennan, great result for you last night. A great performance from yourself today again on
Thanks very
SFS.
much. Cheers, mate. Appreciate it. Shout out to everyone that's tuned in. It's been a pleasure. See you again next week. You know what time it is.
Next week, of course, we will be back. This man on my right, hopefully you're there as well, my
100%.
friend.
I should be here as
Matisse.
well. Man United Norwich. Maybe we can nick a win.
That's a green and yellow derby, that.
Yeah.
Bring it back.
Big up to Matisse as well. Massive result for you today, mate. 6-0 away. Southampton, but a big week as well for you as well. And you'll be back on the channel for the second leg?
Yeah, I will be actually, yeah. So I get to dice it up with Raul again. With his, he's going to be so confident.
Love to see it, man.
It's a brilliant show last time, despite the defeat. It's very rare that I actually enjoy my team. You know, obviously we lost, but I actually enjoyed the watch along, so it was crazy.
Thanks for coming on again. Just a quick reminder of the incredible sport that is on DR this weekend. We've got the F1 at 5 o'clock in the morning. That is an early one for the F1 streamers. Apparently there's no F1 stream.
I was about to say, because I'm pretty sure they're not doing it.
I'm plugging it. I'm doing a watch along on my channel.
I'm doing it as well. Yeah.
I'm plugging it.
We covering them. We
I
covering
build
them.
you up and you let me down. But no, of course
We
we've
covering
got
it. Don't worry.
Got the Masters
City.
Golf streamers on
No, hopefully next year though. Me and you on that.
It's too early.
It's too early.
We'd love to see a golf stream on this channel soon, trust me. But we have got Liverpool City tomorrow on DR Sports. Myself, Doyle, will be representing Liverpool. And then in the week, of course, we've got the Champions League second legs as well. And then again, Liverpool City in the FA Cup semi-final as well next week. Unbelievable show, great stream. Thank you very much, guys. Everyone in the comments, before you leave us, make sure you like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. That's been the Saturday Football Show. We'll see you next time.